We don't get invited, y'all depressed, yeah, we know. We gon' rip that gay flag up on that big stage if we go. Y'all just holy smoke 'em with the fire jalapeno. Hey Tyson, drop a name, it's a bunch of y'all. I be here for days, it ain't one, it's a bunch of all. Look, and I don't even think they serve the right God. It's Christian Illuminati when you popping out with Mike Todd. What can I say, you got a woman for a pastor? Prophesying lies while you call that with your master, that your mama. Now Jesse got y'all in a spell, and if you don't stand for truth, then all y'all going straight to hell. I said it.
I said what I said. Thinking we gon' fold, boy, you must be off your meds. And it's really about the kingdom, this ain't about no bread. Make sure I don't trample on the blood Messiah shed. I said what I said. Thinking we gon' fold, boy, you must be off your meds. Boy, it's really about the kingdom, this ain't about no bread. Make sure I don't trample on the blood Messiah shed.
God reigns throughout every season. Rain, hail, shine, everything between them. Sun through the clouds, knowing shit is beaming. From the east to the west and the whole region. I gotta confess, when I'm less, you are more. All that I have, give it up, it is yours. All of my strength at the hope of the core. When I'm put to the test, leave my stress at the door. Cause you're the God of holiness. Let your kingdom come again. He's restoring everything. Let the whole world watch, see. Lord started here with me. Okay, I never been a man in the first place. Even on my worst days, you would show me light and bring me first day, birthplace. We gon' bring it right back to the first page. They gon' say his name, let it continue as the first place. Boy, you know he's stepping in favor. Tell me what's a king to a boy in a manger. Whole life changed when I met with the mayor. No more chains, I've been set by the Savior. Cause you are the reason, you're the one that I choose. Now I walk in freedom, that's why I'm spreading out good news. Cause my God reigns throughout every season. Rain, hail, shine, everything between them. Sun through the clouds, know his shit is beaming. From the east to the west and the whole region. Cause you're the God of holiness. Let your kingdom come again. He's restoring everything. Let the whole world watch, see. Lord started here with me.
Yeah, brass man have a spirit of fear. Lucy can't stop me.
I've been running this race so long, that's why I keep my top down. Live on my head cause I can't wear the crown too low. Never gon' bow down. Everybody out there running games so they pass on me. Treat 'em like a op, bow. When I came up, they were whooping but was still on a leash. People gon' talk down. They going low cause I still serve the most high. No, I won't stop now. When I throw signs up, it's not what they said, dog. Know that for H-Town. Roll with a Warren, try not to get caught, but I'm fly. Still put the top down. Love for the father, make kids for the fans, yeah. Can't switch on y'all now. Only sinners walk with grace. Pack your bags, follow me home. Pray my seeds, turn out winners. Keeping that lead when I'm long gone. All of my fears can't hold me back. Let go of those who did me wrong. All of my fears won't hold me back. What don't kill me made me strong. Victory lap. We on attack. Ain't looking back. Rushing outside like I'm sleeping in a bando. Bible on me, I've been feeling like Rambo. Devil trying to hide, he ain't wearing no camo. Killing myself, God took it out the plan though. Still on fire for the Lord, where the fan go? Heard them talking stupid, to cut it just like a Van Gogh. I'm seen the glad, let me cut the thing real low. was scraping both sides to the rim, bro. I was walking through church with the trench coat, sending my 10% through Venmo. Lord said he'd be back, hit a memo. That's a cross around my neck, not a crystal. There's a Bible on me, not a pistol. You don't even know what I've been through. All these sinners walk with grace. Pack your bags, follow me home. Pray my seeds, turn out winners. Keeping that lead when I'm long gone. All of my fears can't hold me back. Let go of those who did me wrong. All of my fears won't hold me back. Cause what don't kill me made me strong. Victory lap. We on attack. Ain't looking back.
Street Labs, you're on the air. Yo, what do you feel when you hear a record like T-Dot's new one?
I love T-Dot's new record.
Right. But don't you feel like that's him creating tension, choosing to rock the boat? He's talking about white blessings, troubles with this nation, and not in those words. And he's talking about they want to silence him.
A2000 EST OCOE. They say if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. They said my time's wasted if I ain't chasing a bag. But Pops told me never chase none. Only here to lead lost souls to the kingdom, that's facts. I only focus on the kingdom and everything else that I need, I know it will attract. If I lose it all now, I know he'll bring it right back. I ain't worried about the cars or the clothes or the plaques. Even if I ball and count big stacks, I would never put that before you know I won't get attached. Cause that would never last though. You wrapped your arms around me like a lasso. You went and painted the picture Picasso. Oops, Picasso, you made my heart grow. A lesson I learned from the seed is it starts slow. Trust me, you gon' see the tree if you look close. Don't you know having faith is a substance of things that you don't see? But trust me, you gon' see the fruits of your labor. Trust in the king and my focus on laser. Walking in purpose, I'm blessing on favor. I tried to go fall in love with the paper, till you show me love that will never waver. No one can give me the food that you cater. Tried to move fast and regretted it later. Long as I focus on you and your truth, I know I'll get the fruits of my labor. They said if you ain't stacking guap, then you basic. They said my time's wasted if I ain't chasing that cash. Pop said the first gon' be last. You got everything you need right up in the kingdom, that's facts. I could teach you how to serve like that. Even the king will show love from the front to the back. It don't matter what you might lack. From the homeless on streets to the ones who got M's in the bag. Never too great to give back. No, it's quick to forget when you love everything that you have. No, that will never last though. You wrapped your arms around me like a lasso. You went and painted the picture Picasso. Oops, Picasso, you made my heart grow. A lesson I learned from the seed is it starts slow. Trust me, you gon' see the tree if you look close. Don't you know having faith is a substance of things that you don't see? But trust me, you gon' see the fruits of your labor. Trust in the king and my focus on laser. Walking in purpose, I'm blessing on favor. I tried to go fall in love with the paper, till you show me love that will never waver. No one can give me the food that you cater. Tried to move fast and regretted it later. Long as I focus on you and your truth, I know I'll see the fruits of my labor. Trust in the king and my focus on laser. Walking in purpose, I'm blessing on favor. I tried to go fall in love with the paper, till you show me love that will never waver. No one can give me the food that you cater. Tried to move fast and regretted it later. Long as I focus on you and your truth, I know I'll see the fruits of my labor.
I was in a dark place, listening to dark days, in a prison of my mind. Stuck inside the fast lane, always unattached, and about ready to end my time. Until you came and found me, and opened up the truth, that everything around me.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock, Arkansas for the 2025 state championship game in Class 6A as the Shiloh Saints get ready to host the Greenwood Bulldogs. Everybody, I'm Billy Blunt along with Cliff Anderson as we welcome you to the 6A state championship game. If you're tuning in to join us, we're grateful to have you. And then also just a quick reminder, tonight's game is an audio-only broadcast as PBS Arkansas has exclusive rights to the game. So we can't show you video, but we will have audio, and you see the score bug will be on your screen as well for this game. As a welcome in, Cliff, as we kind of talked about at the beginning of the season, Greenwood was preseason number 1, Shiloh was preseason number 2. And guess who's in the finals? Greenwood and Shiloh.
Absolutely. I mean, Hootens.com must really know their football teams around the state, which they do. But you're right. I mean, preseason, both these teams ranked 1 and 2, as they should be. I mean, they ended the season 1 and 2 last season, and Greenwood has been number 1 actually for a couple of seasons now. Been a solid team for many years. We'll talk more about that as we go on here. But, yeah, just like the preseason rankings had these teams 1 and 2 in conference, 1 and 2 in state, here we are all these weeks later. Where you want to end up? You want to finish your season in Little Rock? You want to finish on top? You want to hold the trophy here when it's all said and done? Something Shiloh's really wanting to do after being here the previous 6 seasons. Shiloh has a 1-5 record in this championship game, and so I know we'd like to kind of flip the script on that tonight. It's going to be a tough opponent, our conference foe, the Greenwood Bulldogs. Yeah, the Saints and Greenwood met in Greenwood earlier this year. Greenwood had a 21-18 lead at the half. They won the final game. They won by a final score of 35-24. You know, Cliff, you look back at that game, Saints, relatively speaking, held the quarterback, Kane Archer, in check, but it was Wesley Raggio, the running back, who really hurt us that night, had a big game on the ground for Greenwood. He's a little banged up tonight, so you may see Mario Dunbar, the junior run back, kind of primarily carry it for that. But, Cliff, let's talk about Kane Archer, number 8 last year, had a tremendous state championship game against the Saints last year in this game, signed with Utah earlier this week. Go play football in the Big 12 next year, but he is the engine for this Greenwood offense that is explosive. He really is, and he's been the really the engine has driven this train for his whole high school career. And it starts with number 8, the senior quarterback, Kane Archer, as you said, signing this week with the Utah Utes of the Big 12. Had interest in other programs, was committed over the past couple of years to Central Florida, and I think some of that changed when Gus Malzahn was let go and opened up his recruiting a little bit. Kane did, and we'll probably see everything he's got. The guy is just a gamer. I mean, he's just a guy that you want on your team. Sometimes if you're the opposing team, you don't really like that guy. But, man, a teammate like that, if he's your guy, you love him. And if you look back to the first conference game of the season back in September, as you mentioned, Greenwood winning that game 35-24 at Greenwood. Greenwood rushed for 230 yards. If Shiloh wants to have success tonight, they've really got to limit that rush game by the Bulldogs. 45 of those yards was from Kane Archer, who was banged up a little bit that game. He was 19 of 32 for 190 yards passing, so not typical Kane Archer numbers, still really good numbers, but Shiloh held him in check. But like you said, Wesley Raggio, 115 yards, just came out of nowhere. 2 touchdowns against the Saints that night. We don't need that to happen from anybody coming off the bench tonight. Got to control the run game and control also the pass game if you can. Get pressure in the backfield and make some stops downfield. Offensively, Shiloh's playing at a really high level, and defense has been playing at a high level too. So it'll be interesting to see what happens tonight, as both teams on paper very, very equal when you look at the stats, points allowed, points scored, and it should be just a really good game tonight. Yeah, you think about these two teams, both highly offensive, so it maybe come down to one of those turnovers and how many stops can you get on the defensive end to go through. Cliff, talking about our Saints, you know, we were kind of in the booth talking about it pregame a little bit ago. Hey, just a couple years ago, we were in the 4A state championship game.
and we beat Rivercrest in that game. And then we come and we're in the 5A state championship game a couple years against Parkview. Now we played a couple years in the 6A state championship game against Greenwood. No matter the level of the Saints of competition, they have gotten to Little Rock every single year, and it's been kind of, different ways. And you look at this football team, it's kind of been a offensive line that's had a really, really good year, and then 3 really good receivers, but kind of starts with a guy who did not get to play in this game last year, and that's our junior quarterback, Cole Creighton.
Yeah, Cole Creighton has done a great job of leading this Saint offense this year. He's a 70% completion passer, over 3,700 yards passing. That's 310 a game, 41 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions. Cole Creighton has had just one remarkable junior season leading this Saint offense, and we need him to have another big game tonight. He doesn't have to win the game, but he just needs to continue to do what he has done all season long, continue to lead from that quarterback position, get the ball to the playmakers' hands. His 2 senior receivers on the outside with Zane Slider and Chandler Kemp, both over 1,000-yard receiving yards this season. Cole Creighton has found those guys, and we need to have big success. We need to take advantage of one-on-one coverage tonight against this Greenwood Bulldog defense, and when they're crowding the line to try to stop the run, it's going to open up our receivers in the pass game. And if our line can give some protection from the defensive line of Greenwood, I think we'll have success in the one-on-one coverage.
So the Saints are in the tunnel, which is to our right, dressed tonight in the gold helmets, white jerseys, and the navy blue pants. Greenwood will be in the blue helmet with a white Green Bay Packers G, blue jerseys, and white pants. So that's what it'll look like on the field. Captains are headed that way right now. Chandler Kemp, Griffin Mason, Maddox Wilburn out to shake hands, so they'll get ready for the coin toss of this game. Again, it was a 21-18 game at halftime earlier this year. Bulldogs had the lead. Saints missed the opening extra point of the game, kind of chased those points for a while, but then they were able to never take the lead after that point, but Greenwood had a close one. So Greenwood is in the kind of blown up Bulldog head to our left as we get ready to go. So tonight's officials, something we don't normally get to say, but our referees Colby Berner, umpire Dallas McClellan, linesman Jack Blake, Brian Bowerman, the line judge, Jason Boswell, the field judge, and Richard Smith, their side judge. So those are the officials tonight. Just like the players, they have to earn their way here. So congratulations to those guys. Weather, just other than a little bit cold out here tonight, 44 degrees. Temperature feels like about 41. Cloudy, kind of a little bit of fog going on, and winds pretty light, though, about 5 to 10, but the humidity up there, so you can kind of feel it when it's down on the field. As the 2 teams toss the coins, they're headed back to their respective goes. But, Cliff, as you kind of look at this game, I don't think weather's going to be much of a factor tonight, and then both of these teams are used to this stadium. At some point, this is just go play football and let the better team win.
Absolutely. I mean, that's you couldn't ask for a better night to end the season here. The weather, like you said, will be a non-factor. I see a little breeze out there. It looks like blowing from the south to the north a little bit. I don't think that's really going to affect anything in the stadium. A little cool out there as Greenwood is taking to the field now, led by their senior captain and senior quarterback, number 8, Kane Archer. He'll be easy to notice tonight as he's wearing the teal shoes. And the Saints entering from the south entrance, coming onto the field as well. Just glancing over the stadium here, Billy. Great turnout as we look across the field on the east side of the field. Shiloh, the visiting team tonight. And a great crowd, just like we saw last week at Sylvan Hills. And like we see away game after away game through the years, the Shiloh Saint supporters and fans and parents, they travel well. But on the home side, here on the press box side, the west side of the stadium, Greenwood brought their typical away crowd as well. So good crowd tonight for the 6A state championship. Again, Shiloh 3-10 all time against Greenwood. Lost last season in this championship game 61-35. This is a 7th straight trip for our Shiloh Saints. We're 1-5 in the past 6 years. Boy, we want to flip that tonight. 8-time state champions. And in Greenwood, this is their 6th straight finals trip. They have 12 titles since 2000. In the past 25 years, we were talking about this, 12 titles in the past 25 years. That's an average of one every other year for these Bulldogs.
Well, Saints are about ready to kick it off back deep for Greenwood. Number 2, Champ Davis. Number 13, Braxton Canada. There's the kick. Davis is going to field it at the 15, straight up the field to the 20, 25, 30, and he's taken down at the 32-yard line. Good coverage by the Saints. Champ Davis, he is a guy who's a big-time recruit. So for a kid who moved from Nebraska down to Greenwood, Arkansas for the Bulldogs, he'll be there. One of the guys he'll try to get through, and, of course, the quarterback for Greenwood, number 8, Kane Archer. So Greenwood will go tempo, and that's what you expect out of those Bulldogs with a 1st and 10. They're going to go 2 receivers right, 2 receivers to the left on 1st down. Archer steps up, looks like he may be changing the play a little bit as the play clock is just now whistled. So Shiloh showing a little bit of a blitz off the right side. Archer's going to fire out, quick bubble to the right, caught at the 35 and taken off his feet at the 37-yard line. Good open field tackle there by the Saints. 17, Zach Rowe makes a stop. Pass was caught there by 13, looked like Braxton Canada. So it's going to be 2nd down and about 6 for Greenwood. Archer, he's got kind of a stack. He'll send his man in motion across the formation. He's going to run it. Nope, he's going to pull it, and as a high pass, incomplete at the 35-yard line, intended for number 1, Cooper Bland. Pulled it really quick. Archer kind of rubbing his hand on his pants and patting his chest, saying that was my bad. He pulled it and tried to throw it. So 3rd down, Cliff, an early opportunity to get Greenwood off the field.
Big 3rd down here for the Saint defense, as you said, to get the Greenwood offense off the field. If we could have another incomplete pass or disrupted in the backfield, it would be positive for the Saint defense.
They're going to send Davis out to the right. Archer looks left, fires, intercepted at the 46-yard line. The Saints pick it off. Oh, the official comes over and rules it incomplete. He said it hit the ground. Looked like live. Salter got it. Salter's kind of turning around looking at the official. But either way, it's a quick 3 and out for the Saint defense, and Greenwood's going to punt.
Well, we do have access to replay here in the booth, and you do see it did bounce. So Xander Salter tried to play it off as a pick, but it did bounce about a half-yard short before he was able to cradle it. But it does bring up, it looks like, a punting situation for the Bulldogs.
So Greenwood does kick it away. Great job by the Saint defense. A 3 and out to start the game. High kick hits at the 27. Nobody's going to field it. It's going to roll dead at the 22-yard line. That's where the Saints will stake over. But a 3 and out by the Saint offense to start the game. Max Eldridge running off the sidelines, waving at the fans, as Silas Nance is doing that as well. So great job by the defense as they get the veteran offense for Greenwood off the field in a hurry. Now Greenwood a little bit younger on the defensive side of the ball. Really struggled earlier in the year, giving up a lot of points. Have kind of settled down as the season's gone. So we'll see if the Saints can do it. Griffin Mason is going to be the running back. Saints will go with a tight end left, 2 receivers to the right on 1st and 10. 11:16 to go in the first quarter. Greenwood can only burn about 40-something seconds on the first drive before they punt it. Mason's in motion. Cole's going to keep it going left side to the 25, and he's going to be taken down. Now they're going to say his knee goes down at the 24-yard line. So a short pickup of maybe a yard at 2 at the most, as they actually spotted the first play at the 23. So move it up a yard, but a gain of 1 by Cole on the ground. 2nd down and 9. As both offense trying to get in a little bit of rhythm. Saints will go trips to the right with Beach. Looks like Chandler Kemp's out here as well, and Griffin Mason. Now they'll put Charlie Krell in the slot to the left, so an empty backfield for Cole. 4-man rush for Greenwood. Got time. Fires caught. The 30 to the 33-yard line. It's going to be right at the sticks, as making the catch is Beach. The official's going to move him the chains, give him 9 yards and a 1st down for Shiloh. So a quick hitter as Beach caught it and gets the Saints their first down of the night. 10:27 to go in the first quarter. Scoreless game. Greenwood went 3 and out in the opening drive. Saints on their second play convert the 1st down. Trips right. Handoff Charlie Krell. Bounces outside. Got a little bit of room. 35 cuts inside the 40. Good cut by Charlie as he gets up to the 41-yard line. Good run there by Krell as he gets from the 33 out to the 41. So 2nd down and 2. They put Griffin Mason to the right and move kind of Krell as an H-back tight end, being a little creative there with Charlie, the sophomore. Handoff Griffin Mason's got the 1st down to the 43-yard line. That'll move the chains as Griffin picks up 2, but that's what he needed to move the chains. So 1st down Saints. 9:53 to go in the first quarter. And so Cliff Saints are going to kind of do some substitutions. But, hey, 2 quick first downs, a good start here.
Great start for this offense. And, tempo really confuses the Greenwood defense a little bit. So I know Coach Barnard and the Saints would like to get into a rhythm and get some tempo going offensively here, keep Greenwood on their heels.
Griffin Mason out of the backfield, rolls left. Creighton heavy pressure, fires, caught at the 46 by Beach, and he's drug out of bounds right there at the 45-yard line, but a pickup of 12 and a first down as Beach gives the first down signal to the Greenwood bench over there. So 2 teams that know each other well. There's going to be a lot of emotion on the field tonight, but a gain of 12 and a first down, empty backfield again for Cole Creighton. This time Greenwood shows they're going to blitz the house. Let's see if they come. They do. It's a screen. It's popped up in the air and then caught off the deflection. It's going to be a loss of a yard for the Saints. Griffin Mason caught it. The pass was blocked up in the air, so Greenwood with a little trickeration there. They showed an all-out blitz and dropped one of the linemen back, a defensive lineman. He popped the ball up in the air, and Griffin caught it, but he's going to lose a yard out of it. So 2nd down and 11 off what was an interesting completion there.
Yeah, and Shiloh pretty lucky that it really, to be honest, Billy, that ball was popped up, could have been intercepted.
Blitz off the corner. Cole sees it. Slant is deflected at the line. He was intended for number 3 slider on the slant. Defensive line got up and knocked it down for Greenwood. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 11 for the Saints. Is jumping up to knock that down was Sayadeth, the linebacker, senior for Greenwood. He got up and get that. So our crowd mic is on the home press box side, which is the Greenwood side. So you'll hear the Greenwood crowd probably a little bit louder, and your crowd mic is we're not in our normal setup where we hear the Saint crowd as much. 3rd and 11 at the Greenwood 46. Mason's going to come in motion to the right. There's a snap. Creighton drops back to pass. Screen coming this way. He's got Carroll's got some room. 40, 35, 30. Cuts down the left sideline. Cuts inside 25. Carroll still on his feet. 15, 10 to the 5. He's out of bounds at the 3-yard line. 1st and goal, Saints. As Shiloh converts the 3rd down and long as they hit Carroll on the screen down to the 3-yard line of Greenwood.
43-yard pass completion there just on the quick little screen. Great block and set up to the outside on the Shiloh sideline, and Charlie just takes it down the sidelines, gets pushed out at the 3-yard line. 1st and goal for the Saints.
Shiloh's going to run it. Griffin Mason left side. Griffin's in there. Touchdown, Shiloh. 8:41 to go in the first quarter, and the Saints are on the board. It's 6-0 over the Bulldogs of Greenwood.
Great blocking up front, creating a hole, and that's one thing that Coach Barnard really, not just this week leading up to the state championship game, but all season long, just talking about being the most physical team on the field, night in and night out. It's one of the keys of victory is be the most physical team on the field, win the matchups, and then let's have some explosive plays, which Coach Barnard describes those as 20-plus yards or more as the extra point is up and the kick is good. And Shiloh has an early 7-0 lead. But win the matchups. Shiloh on this drive did be the most physical. I think they were on this first drive. Explosive. We just had one big one at 43 yards, and the Saints are the first to score in this game tonight.
So 8:31 to go in the first quarter. Saints 7, Greenwood 0. As we do our broadcast tonight, as PBS goes to commercial, we will do that as well. So we'll take a timeout. You're listening to Shiloh Christian Football. 8:41 to go in the first quarter. Saints 7, Greenwood 0.
You encourage, Lord God, all of us, but specifically the mothers and the women in the house today. Would you draw us in, Lord God, to this incredible portrait of what authentic biblical womanhood looks like.
You and these other girls, what the difference is? Girl, you feminine, not a feminist. God formed you from my rib, back to Genesis. Proverbs 31, woman, verse 26. And they ask what you been doing. one flesh with your husband, you submit to him. Homeschool your kids so the devil can't get to him. Train them up and you hope the word stick to them. Wait, if you a biblical wife, this your song. Teach your kids right from wrong and you take care of the home. Hold up, hey, you ain't posting naked on the gram. Ain't for everyone to see, cause it's only for your man. Hold up, wait a minute, you can cook, you can clean. You a God-fearing woman and that's how you got the ring. Hold up, hey, and your husband go to work to provide cause he love you like Christ love the church. Hold up, get married, have kids, stay married. When you do it God's way, you ain't weird. Get married, have kids, stay married.
Welcome back to War Memorial Stadium here in Little Rock. 8:41 to go in the first quarter. Shiloh has taken a 7-0 lead over the Greenwood Bulldogs as the defense for the Saints got a 3-and-out. Offense went down and scored and put 7 points on the board. Eastwood with the extra point. Now Aiden will kick it off from the 40-yard line. There's the kick. They're going to kick it again short to Davis at the 20. Tries to get outside the 25, the 30, and he's taken off his feet again at the 32. Again, good coverage by the Saints as they get Davis to less than a 15-yard return, which is outstanding. So 1st and 10 for Greenwood as Archer will come back out to go. Greenwood went 3-and-out on the first drive. Saint defense trying to match that again as Greenwood will start this drive officially from the 34 on the right hash. Archer changing the protection as the Saints show blitz on the first down. Davis is in the backfield. He'll shift to the right of Archer. There's the snap. He's going to pull it right here. Archer's hit at the line. He breaks a tackle and then is taken off his feet hard at the 37-yard line as Tate Barnard came up from his safety spot to chop Archer off his feet. So it's going to be about 3-yard gain right there for Archer. 2nd down and 7 for the Bulldogs.
Great job of Tate coming up from the cornerback position, putting a hit on Kane Archer.
Archer empties the backfield. He's going to RPO it right this time. Cuts back in the middle of the field. Doesn't get much. He's out to about the 40-yard line. He got a couple right there. Pullen came up to make the stop for the Saints. So it's going to be 3rd down and 4 for Greenwood from the 40-yard line. And so, Cliff, I almost said prior to this drive, I bet you see Archer's feet a little bit here, and they've done it twice so far on this drive. Archer with a long look to the sideline on 3rd and 4.
Well, last week in their win against Benton, Kane rushed 18 times for 135 yards, had 2 touchdowns. He's a perfectly capable runner, of course. We've seen that over the past couple of years. Big 3rd down here for the Bulldogs.
Saints kind of changed the front up front. Archer's going to run. He's got a big hole on the right side. He's hit at the 43, spins to the 45. He's got the 1st down. Good job by the Greenwood offensive line. They put a hole there for Archer. Saints closed it down, but up to just past the 45, 1st down Greenwood. First one the Bulldogs have gotten on this one tonight with 7:21 to go here in the first quarter. Greenwood with the ball right in the middle of the field at the 45-yard line. Archer with kind of a slant look here with Davis to his left. He'll shift Davis out in the backfield. Saints blitz. Archer rolls right, in trouble, back at his own 32. He looks, throws. It's incomplete. Or did they say he catch it? I don't think so. Surely not. Wow, they give him the catch on the sideline. Archer was looking like he was trying to throw it away. Canada makes the snag. Of course, Greenwood sensing that. They rush to the line of scrimmage, but the officials stop it. So one thing to talk about in this game, it is a televised game, so the officials can replay any play. He trapped it against the Cliffy trapped the ball against the yard marker over there and caught it. Now there, I think Shiloh's going to call a timeout right here.
Well, Billy, as you were saying earlier, we're talking about the replays here in the state championship game, what you can look at, what you can't look at, and you said that every play is reviewed. We have someone here in the press box that is reviewing every play, and okay, so we're listening to the official there. Shiloh is issuing a challenge on the catch, but you said someone's looking at every play. They can buzz down to the officials and stop the play if they feel like it needs to be looked at. This is a play I think definitely needs to be looked at. Shiloh, the pass was caught on the Shiloh sideline. All the coaches, players thought he was out of bounds. They gave him the completion, so we'll have to look at it and see what replay shows there. It's going to be really, really tight.
Well, they've not given us any replay in the stadium at all. But the quick one that we first saw, it almost looked like that the receiver Canada pinned the ball against the down marker, which had been dropped on the chains on the other side to kind of get out of the way as the play was so far out of bounds. It almost looked like he caught the ball and pinned it against the yard marker, which I don't know if I've ever seen that happen before, but Saints are challenging it. Now, Canada also was straggling the sidelines. If he got 1 foot down, that was the maximum amount he got. Now, obviously, in high school football, 1 foot's all you need, but that would have been all he would have gotten. So 6:59 to go. Saints are challenging the call on the field. The replay official, the head official is down with a headset on the 20-yard line, just like what you would see in a college game. So we'll see what the ruling is on this one, as Archer would look like, again, under heavy pressure right there, rolled to his right. Looked like he was almost trying to throw it away, and Canada just kind of went and snagged it right there.
Well, if it is ruled a completion and they look at the replay and see he had a foot in, what a catch, what a throw. You just cannot give up on receivers or on Kane Archer if you're a defender trying to defend their offense. Kane, he's just a magician out there. Some players are just incredible like that. That's just their moxie, and he just makes plays. And there's another example. It looked like Shiloh had him down, forcing a throw out of bounds, and then he just hits his guy right at the last second. So we'll see what the officials, if they're able to determine from replay that this is for sure a catch or for sure not a catch, but the play on the field was called a catch.
So it's a little bit hard to hear the crowd mic as it's not really loud, but they upheld the call, which basically means there wasn't enough information to overturn it. So it's going to be a first down for Greenwood just inside the Saint 44-yard line on this play. So Greenwood maybe with an early break in this game. Boy, the Saints show blitz. They don't have anybody on the slot guy to the left. Greenwood hands it off right into a big pile of white jerseys as Shiloh is able to get it. This way the Saints were acting, I thought maybe the ball had popped out for a second, but if it did, Greenwood got back on it quickly. So no gains, second down, but Cliff, interesting that time, Saints just went all-out run blitz and left the slot guy with one guy over here, but Archer handed it off. So at the 44, Saints kind of opposite this time. They really have the flats covered well, so Coach Holly getting creative on the calls. Eldridge shows blitz. They're going to send Davis out of the backfield. He'll be one-on-one with Eldridge. Back to pass. Archer steps up, fires, caught at the 35, and then hit hard at the 33-yard line. But that's enough for a Greenwood first down as Cooper Bland, the senior 6'1" receiver, makes the catch over the middle. But got to give the Greenwood offensive line credit. That time Archer had a good pocket, and he hit Bland over the middle for the first down.
And Archer released the ball in 3 seconds. I mean, you just cannot get enough time to get in the backfield. You got to make him scramble. And then maybe you can get a sack behind the line of scrimmage. He's just so good at releasing the ball with the quick hitters.
Archer's going to send Davis out again to the left. That's what they did on the last play. Davis goes straight up the seam. He's wide open. 15 to the 10, makes a man miss, makes another man miss to the 5, and he's tripped up and knocked off his feet. Let's see, did he score first? They're going to say he's down just inside the 1-yard line. Well, Davis came straight up the seam, and the Saints didn't pick him up. Archer saw it, got it to him in a hurry. First and goal officially for Greenwood at the 1. So the Bulldogs trying to answer the Saints touchdown. 5:46 to go here in the first quarter. Clock stopped. And, boy, I got to be honest with you, Cliff, looking at replay, I think he scored. They're going to hand it. Archer's running in trouble. Archer behind. No, he fumbled the ball. He fumbled the ball. The Saints have it at the 10, at the 11.
And there's a face mask there. The flag will be thrown after the fumble. Looked like Zach Rowe caught it in midair, and as Zach's running, he gets a face mask. And how important was the play before? It looked like
he
Davis
did score, Cliff.
scored.
Let's be honest, he scored.
We're looking at the replay here.
Aiden Pullen ripped it out. Rowe caught it out of the middle of the air, and Champ Davis grabbed the face mask of Rowe and chunked him down at the 12. If he doesn't do that, Rowe may have taken that 99 yards. So the face mask penalty is going to get the Saints the football. But Cliff, a stop and a turnover at the 1. Huge play by the defense.
Absolutely. That's the play you wanted. But, man, that is, Coach Young for Chris Young for the Bulldogs. He will probably regret maybe not looking at that potential touchdown call of Davis diving towards the end zone. As the next play, it comes back with the turnover. Saints, great field position at their own 27-yard line to start this drive.
Well, we talked about Greenwood may have gotten a break on the pass play out of bounds. Saints get a break on the not giving Greenwood the touchdown there. Back to pass. Cole got all day. Throws it deep down the middle field. He's got Kemp at the 35. It's caught at the 30 and down there. Big play from Cole Creighton to Chandler Kemp. One of the things the Saints have talked about all week in the internal, they thought that was something they may be able to get on Greenwood, was the deep ball. They do, down to the 30-yard line. Big gain of 43 yards for the Saints. Trips to the right. Cole's going to run it. He's got good great block from Charlie. Cole to the 20. Cuts outside and breaks a tackle, and he's down to the 19-yard line, but that will move the chains. Another first down as Cole Creighton gets 11 yards from the 30 down to the 19-yard line. 5:15 to go. Clock stopped with a first down for the Saints in the red zone now at the Greenwood 19. Tempo. Kemp in motion, handoff, Krell coming this way. He's got some room, and he's tripped up from behind. Oh, great open field tackle by Greenwood. Coming up to make the tackle right there for the Bulldogs was Cody Johnson, a defensive lineman who tripped up Charlie from the backside. And, man, Charlie was being patient, waiting on the blocking that was about to blow that one right there. But the D-line for Greenwood, they made a play. Gain of 1, second down. Cole back to pass. Got time. Now flush to his right. Turns and throws it out there to Kemp. Caught the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Dives to the corner. He scores. Touchdown, Shiloh. I think, well, the officials are talking. Now there it is. Touchdown, Saints. And one official kind of put his hands up and then kind of talked to the other one to confirm it. But Chandler Kemp with a 19-yard touchdown pass. 4:43 to go in the first quarter. Saints 13, Greenwood 0.
Great job of Cole just going to his right, buying a little time. The defender falls down who's guarding Chandler. Chandler dives from the 4-yard line, dives at the pylon. He's about to be stopped short of the goal line. Chandler just lays it all out, hits the pylon, and gets it in for the second score here in the first quarter for the Saints, who are up 13-0 pending the extra point.
Well, they're going to look at it, Cliff, and we talked about every play is reviewed. So they were holding the play up. Chandler lost the ball, but I believe he lost the ball way after he hit the pylon. So should be a clear. The other thing, Cliff, and now this is a little different than a high school game than a college game, there was no clear recovery, and the ball was in the middle of the end zone, so it didn't roll out, so it can't be a fumble out of the end zone and a touchback or anything like that. At worst, they would have to bring this back to the 1-yard line as there was no clear recovery, no signal or anything like that as the ball stayed in play. But I feel pretty confident watching it live and watching the first replay we saw that Chandler Kemp is going to get credit for that Saint touchdown. So at the moment, either way, 13-0 Shiloh, 4:43 to go here in the first quarter.
Been an exciting first quarter here in the 6A state championship game. The Shiloh Christian Saints have rolled out to 2 scores in their first 2 drives. And I did not hear the official when he made the call there, but I'm pretty sure it was a touchdown for Shiloh, confirmed with Chandler Kemp diving at the pylon, holding on to the ball, breaking the plane, and then the ball coming out at the end. So Shiloh attempt the extra point here. Again, up 13-0, 4:43 remaining here in the first quarter.
Eastwood out of the hold of Bodenstein. Kick is on its way. It's up. It is good. That was something that kind of bit the Saints a little bit down in Greenwood was extra points. They missed the first and got the first one blocked down at Greenwood and then went for 2, didn't get it, kind of chased that point for a little bit, just couldn't get it, trailed by 3 at the half. But tonight, Aiden Eastwood pumps it through. So 4:43 to go in the first quarter, and it's the start you wanted for the Saints. Shiloh leads Greenwood 14-0 as Greenwood will get their first possession. But, Cliff, we kind of talked about in this game how to beat Greenwood, how many stops can you get? They're so explosive offensively, just how many stops you can get. Well, so far, you've got a 3-and-out and a turnover. You'll take that.
Absolutely. Saints offensively doing what they need to do, putting the ball in the end zone. Defensively, you've had 2 stops. You've had forced a punt, and you forced a fumble. Again, some keys to the victory. Shiloh came in here, win the matchups, be the most physical team, have 8+ explosives. Saints have 2, And here's the kickoff fielded at the 15.
Davis to the 15 to the 20, breaks one tackle to 30, and then Brody Francis has got him at the 31. So Saints have kind of pinned Davis to the left. Even though he's a good returner, Shiloh's done a great job of keeping him kind of under control in the first 3 kickoffs anyway. At the 31-yard line is where Greenwood will start this possession. Archer has his offense out there in a hurry. They want a little bit of redemption from the last drive where Archer fumbled at the Saint 1-yard line. 4:38 to go in the first quarter. 1st and 10 Greenwood from the right hash. Archer sees the entire Saint defensive line stand up and back up as he tries the hard count. Shiloh kind of dancing around. Who's coming? Archer fires out in the flat. It's called at the 30. Coming up, missed tackle, 35 to 40 down the sideline. It's a foot race, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, and then tripped up and down at the 1-yard line, I think. No, they're going to give him the touchdown. Now, I feel like he was down at the 1. It was Cooper Bland who made the catch for Greenwood. They ran the bubble screen left. He got away from one tackle and in there. So we'll see. They held it up. Again, they're reviewing every play. And so, interesting, Cliff, we've had 3 balls right at the end zone right here that have been early in this game to go through. But it looks like they're going to let him line up and kick it. So, watching the replay up here, Salter tripped him up. Yeah, I think he did score right there, like the ball touched the tip of the white line. So, 1 play for Greenwood to respond. 4:25 to go in the first quarter. Extra point on its way. It's up and good for the Bulldogs. So Greenwood, as a championship team does, they respond with 1 play from the 31-yard line. And so, Cliff, the bubble screen is what Greenwood does so well. They did it well for a touchdown there.
Yeah, they did. They had great blocking, and then you just get an open receiver in the open lane of the field, and he just took it down the Greenwood sidelines, outrunning the Shiloh secondary to put it in for the Greenwood's first score of the night. And it's 14-7. Still, I mean, exciting first quarter. We still have 4:25 remaining here in the first quarter. Shiloh scored on their first 2 drives. Greenwood finally getting it in the end zone. So we'll see if the Saint offense can come back out, put another score on the board here.
Yeah, no TV timeout, so they're going to roll straight to the kickoff as Greenwood tonight will kick it off from the first time. They're going to line it up on the far left hash and then see what they want to do with the kickoff. Slider back deep for the Saints along. It looks like Salter back there as well. So Saints will put some speed back there and the depth standing about the 10-yard line. Greenwood, they respond. Landon Franklin, the junior, to kick it off for the Bulldogs. Good leg. And there's the kick. It's kind of a knuckleball line drive fielded by Slider at the 10. He's trying to get back across the field to the 15, and he's taken down there. Well, unfortunately, the Saints had the return set up to their near sideline, and Greenwood kicked it to the Greenwood sideline. So Slider, to get to his wall of protection on the return, had to get all the way across the field. Couldn't do it. Tripped up at the 15-yard line. So 4:19 to go in the first quarter. Saints really for the first time tonight with a little bit on their heels as Greenwood with a 1-play touchdown drive and now not great field position at their own 15 will try to respond, but leading 14-7 in this game early. Griffin Mason will be to the left of Cole Creighton on first down. Cole going to throw it deep down the right sideline for Slider. They grab him and he makes the catch anyway at midfield. So at the 49 is where they say his knee down. Greenwood got away with a pretty obvious pass interference. 34-yard reception there to Slider as they just grabbed him going down the sideline. He was able to get away from it. Great pass by Cole as he had the safety coming over, had to throw it outside the numbers and did just that. So at the 49, Saints get out of the hole in a hurry. There's a run play right. Griffin across the 45, and he goes down to the Greenwood 43-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of 7 on that play. Good first down run for the Saints there. 2nd down and 3 at the Bulldog 43-yard line. Ball on the right hash, clock running, 3:50 to go in the first quarter. Saints 14, Greenwood 7. Griffin Mason going to kind of give Greenwood a little bit of his own as he motions him out of the backfield. Cole back to pass, has time, throws deep down the right sideline, is overthrown, intended for Krell at the 10. Charlie had gotten one-on-one with a wheel route down the sideline. Cole overthrew it just a little bit, timing off there. And it's going to be 3rd and 2, but an opportunity on 2nd and 2 to take a deep shot right there because you know you probably got 2 downs to try to convert this at the 43 of Greenwood.
Yeah, and if you're Shiloh, you cannot take a loss here. You've got to pick up some positive yardage, even if it's just a yard. Bring up 4th and short. But I know the Saints would like to pick up the first down right here.
Saints going to hand it off. Griffin, he's going to plow ahead. He's got the first down to the Greenwood 38-yard line, and the Saints move the chains to go through. So, Cliff, I don't know. In the crowd mic, it sounds like there's a whistle almost in the Greenwood section somewhere. I thought I heard one there in the middle of the play. A little interesting there, but maybe it was just something else. At the 38-yard line, as where the Saints will scrimmage this with a first down. Kemp's in motion across the formation. Cole's going to run it, and he slides down at the 40. Well, the hole wasn't there, and unfortunately for the Saints, number 34 for Greenwood, Jim Sayadeth, who we called his name earlier, the linebacker was coming on a blitz, and that was right where Cole was trying to run it. So a loss of 2, 2nd down and 12. One of the few times tonight the Saints have been behind the chains as a lost yardage play on first down. But at the Greenwood 40, 2:48 to go, clock running, and what's been a back-and-forth first quarter, Saints took a 14-0 lead. Greenwood responded. Saints trying to answer back. Empty backfield for Cole. Creighton fires, caught at the 30, down to the Greenwood 28. That's right at the stick, and it's going to be enough for the Shiloh first down. So Saints get 12 to Beach as he caught it. Great throw and catch there by Creighton to Beach on the left hash. And a first down for the Saints at the 28-yard line. 2:32 to go in the quarter. And Beach just ran a little in route. Eventually making the tackle was Briar Hackler, the freshman linebacker for Greenwood. Hackler makes the tackle there. Saints going to run it here. They get it down to the 23-yard line as Shiloh picks up 5 on a good first down carry right there. I think that was Charlie Krell. I was going to make sure Charlie had sneaked in the backfield. Saints have run a lot of formations with Krell and Griffin Mason tonight. That time they had shifted Griffin out to the right. Griff's in the backfield this time. Bodenstein will shift to the tight end left. Greenwood scurrying to their defense to adjust. Handoff going left as Griffin cuts up inside to the 20, and he's going to be taken off his feet right at the stick, but the officials waving his arms. I think the Saints got it. They do. First down Shiloh at the 18-yard line is this freshman 6, Briar Hackler, with another stop for Greenwood.
Saints doing what they need to do. This drive started at their own 15-yard line. They have marched down inside the 20 of Greenwood. Saints need to punch this ball in, get points on this drive, keep the pressure, keep the pedal down on these Bulldogs.
Ball at the Greenwood 18. Handoff. Charlie cuts outside and breaks one tackle to the 15. Cuts inside to the 10. Charlie on his feet. Spun down inside the 5 at the 4-yard line. Krell rips off 14, and it's going to be a 1st and goal Saints on the right hash at the 4-yard line.
We've just seen the maturity of the sophomore running back, Charlie Krell, this whole season. He gets better week after week after week. And just runs like that, Billy. I mean, he is getting hit. He's getting wrapped up. He's keeping those legs moving. Big 14-yard gain by the sophomore.
Yeah, you can almost feel the explosiveness of Krell really kind of took off middle of the year. Griffin Mason, the senior in. Handoff going left side. Griffin's to the 1, and he is in. Touchdown, Shiloh. 47 seconds to go in the first quarter. Griffin Mason with the 4-yard touchdown run, and the Saints, well, when they needed to respond offensively, they do just that as Griffin Mason gets it, and an outstanding block there, Cliff, by the Saints, number 62, kind of pulling on the left guard spot there. Madden Fields, the sophomore offensive lineman, he pulled and pinned his guy to the outside for the touchdown. So 47 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Saints 20, Greenwood 7. These extra points are just so critical tonight. Extra point by Eastwood on the way. It's up, and it is good. 47 seconds to go in the first quarter. Saints push their lead to 21-7. We'll take a timeout with them. 47 seconds to go in the first quarter. Saints 21, Greenwood 7. You're listening to Shiloh Christian Football.
All of the angels stand. Only is the king. Mighty is his hand. Armies by his side. He don't need not one. When he come to slide upon the earth, believe you need the sun. Better turn from all your crimes. Better learn from all these signs. The earth is groaning. Preach repentance. Watch the stones will fly. Everybody mobilize. I expose it.
Well, we welcome you back to War Memorial Stadium. That was a quick TV timeout. So 40-yard line. The Saints will kick it off. They'll hit at the 15 and go out of bounds. So Davis, got to give him credit right there. Kick was a little more toward the sideline. Davis let it go, and it hopped out of bounds for him. So Greenwood's going to get, not starting around the 30 this time on the free kick, out of bounds. So Okay, Greenwood's going to take the penalty, make the Saints re-kick it off from the 35, and you certainly understand that with Davis back there deep, probably the most explosive player on the team. But, boy, when you look at Bland and Davis and even Hossley, the senior in Canada, they have got some weapons throughout this Greenwood football team. So Saints are going to re-kick it off from the 35. Davis will be back deep at the 22. They've kicked it to him every time. Let's see if they do it again. This kick's a little bit higher. Davis has got it at the 27, bounces to the 30, and is in trouble there. May have gotten a face mask, yep, at the 31-yard line. Well, the Saints spun him down, but unfortunately they spun him down by the face mask. So I think Brody Francis grabbed the face mask, but Brody's just reaching out trying to make a tackle there. But from the 31, let's see if the – well, no foul for the face mask. Must have had him by the collar. We're seeing a replay inside the stadium here. Well, Greenwood got away with a hold, too. Let's see what we've got.
Well, Brody did touch the face mask.
But he didn't pull him down by it. Yeah, he just touched
it, and it came down to the shoulder pads. But that's a break for Shiloh.
Greenwood fans upset, but that was a good call. He touched it. He didn't pull it. Then you are allowed to do that. So Greenwood's going to start officially at the 32. Archer under pressure, fires over the right. It is caught at the 46-yard line. Great catch there by Canada again. Boy, the sophomore wide receiver, he is something. And he makes that catch and out of bounds. It's going to be a Greenwood first down with 34 seconds to go in the quarter. Miller made the stop as he drug him out at the 46. Corbin had his hands out, just couldn't knock it down.
In the first meeting back in September against these Bulldogs, Canada, 3 receptions, 51 yards. So had a good game against Shiloh several weeks ago, having a good game so far tonight.
I said Corbin. It's actually Colton Miller on the stop. Davis empties out of the backfield, which gives trips for Greenwood. And the Bulldogs call a timeout with 34 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Play clock was at 9, so I don't know if they just didn't like the formation or what, but they call a timeout here. So while they do it, let's see if I think the TV guys are going to stay here and not take a timeout, so we'll keep it here as well. 34 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Saints 21, Greenwood 7 in the 6A title game. But, Cliff, you look at this. This is drive number 3 for the Greenwood Bulldogs. And so far you've had, drive number 4, they've had a punt, a fumble, and a touchdown. But, again, just looking at stops, we've gotten 2.
They have. I mean, defense is playing at a very high level, and they've just continued to play at a high level. They've done well all season long, but like you and I talk about each week, this defensive unit just continues to improve. It's like the younger guys just start – they're just getting it more week after week. Coach Holly's just getting everything out of each of these players, and they're playing at a very high level. And this is when you want to be playing at a high level. You'll be playing at your best in the final game of the season, and the Saints are.
Saints show blitz up the middle. They're kind of moving around. Davis is going to empty out of the backfield as he's done most of the game. Archer looks that way. He's in trouble. He's hit. He gets away from one tackle. He doesn't get away from the second tackle as he's sacked back at the 43-yard line. Archer only lost 2 as he spun away, but Hernandez was able to get him. Saints put early pressure on him. Archer spun out of that one as that early pressure came from Brody Francis. He kind of ducked under it, but then he ducked right into 90 and down for the sack. So 2nd down and 12. That's the first sack of the night for the Shiloh defense. Archer looks to the sidelines. Game clock's at 2, 1, and 0. Greenwood's going to let it go. They didn't like what they saw, so that will be the end of the first quarter. So a great first quarter for the Saints as they lead the Bulldogs 21-7. We'll take a TV timeout for that. So you're listening to Shiloh Christian Football. Into the first quarter, Saints 21, Greenwood 7.
God made me fresh. 931-615. Yeah. Lil Dilly from the bottom of the map. I ain't gotta have a strap. I still get him with the rap. Hating Dilly, man, you gotta be an idiot. In fact, took the monkey off, then I put the city on my back. Country boy, but I hang around city slickers. This the well, I got it at the kitty litter. If my brother need $1, he gon' get a tenner. Yeshua of Nazareth was not a penny pincher. How you got it out the mud and never been mudding? Wise man, no, he don't really know nothing. some. This an everyday struggle and a joke. I said peace to the industry. I do it alone. I'm a beast. You a swisher sweet. You don't want the smoke. You a tweet. I'm reality. Paris in the cold. I know arrogance can feel like heroin inside a dome. It's imperative to get embarrassed when you hit a low. And the heritage that I inherited is all I know. I'm not American. My mama surrogate. If you got heirs, you can hear it. Then when he appear again, I'm going home. Get jiggy with it, get it jumping like I knew Miss Piggy with it. Make the family proud like it had penny in it. Bulletproof vest on the chest like 50 with it. Oh yeah, you tryna flex on me, don't be silly. Wild Wild West, and yes I'm Big Willie. Dressed like I came here fresh from West Philly. Who gon' protect your neck, respect the deck?
God made me do it, God made me fresh. When they tell me no, I hit maybe yes. Thought I'm playing checkers, man, I'm playing chess. My baby said let's have a baby, I said baby steps, look. Big Willie, Big Dilly, the Fresh Prince like I'm in Philly.
Welcome back to War Memorial Stadium as we get ready to start the second quarter. Saints 21, Greenwood 7. Greenwood will start the second quarter with a second down and 12 from their own 43. Saints show a whole variety of different blitz looks from Archer. There's the snap, back to pass. Kane fires, slant, caught, 45-40, and down to the 37-yard line as he hit the quick slant. Good job by Archer there. He kind of got the Saints to tip the blitz a little bit and then hit Champ Davis off the slant. So Davis, their explosive wide receiver off the slot, got right there. Max Eldridge, Tate Barnard, and Silas Nance combined to bring him down, but a first down for Greenwood as they get out of the second and 12 at the St. 36.
Last week in the win against Benton, Champ Davis, 15 receptions, 151 yards. That guy's a playmaker.
Saints show blitz, back to pass. Archer looking, wants to throw to Canada. Now he's going to take off and run. He's chasing him is Brody Francis, and Brody slings him down from behind at the 31-yard line. Greenwood fans upset about something. I'm not sure. Archer throwing his hands up, talking to the official. I mean, it looked like to me Cliff Brody just grabbed him by the shoulder pads and threw him out of bounds. I'm not sure what they're upset about. So Francis, who runs track for the Saint team, we're watching the replay.
Well, he got pulled down from behind the helmet. Quarterbacks just don't like to get hit. It was right at the sidelines.
So second down and 5 for Greenwood, Saint 31. Blitz, pass, knocked away, incomplete at the 25-yard line. Saints hit the blitz in the second level, able to knock it down right there. I think that was Barnard or Campbell one who deflected it either way. Third down and 5 for Greenwood. Greenwood on their fourth drive of the game, they had a punt, a fumble, and a touchdown. We love a turnover on downs, just kind of complete the cycle of uniqueness for Greenwood right here. At the 31-yard line, Saint fans making a ton of noise across the way. Greenwood, Archer goes up. He changes the play. Play clock's at 10, so he's good there. Archer's going to run it, and he gets to the 24 and still breaks the tackle, and he gets down to the 22. Well, Archer audibled into his own quarterback power run and got there. Good job by the Greenwood line. They kind of blew the Saints off the ball a little bit right there, really, for the first time tonight. They got a lot of momentum pulling, almost had him at the line and then couldn't get him down. Hernandez got him. There's a pass over the middle. It's Bland, and he's open, and it's a Greenwood touchdown. So Cooper Bland's had both touchdowns for the Bulldogs tonight. Number one, the senior, and he makes the catch. It was just a quick hitter over the middle. Archer play action, fired a bullet. Saints tried to knock it down at the linebacker spot, just couldn't get there. And Cooper Bland for the touchdown. It's 21-13 Greenwood with an extra point pending.
And Bland in their win last week against Benton, 3 receptions, 94 yards, 2 scores. He's already scored twice as the kick is up, and the kick is good by Greenwood. And they inch a little closer to Shiloh, 21-14 now. But you're right, Bland just found a seam across the middle. Shiloh just right in between the safety and the linebacker. Shiloh not able to defend that. Bland catches a throw right in his hands and runs it in for the score. Bland already tonight receiving 3 receptions for 102 yards, 2 scores. Now 169 of the 102 was on one big play, but still so many weapons, just like you can say about Shiloh, so many weapons on the Greenwood side. It's just tough to account for all of them. So many different options for a good quarterback like Kane Archer, like a good quarterback like Cole Creighton to find the weapons if you've got somebody open.
Yeah, Bland, Davis, Webb. They can use Dunbar out of the backfield. So Greenwood with a lot. Good job by the Bulldogs. They answer right there. The Saint touchdown, 21-14. Saints will get drive number 4 for themselves as the kickoff is a good one. It's going to pin the Saints at the 9 to the 10, trying to come back to the left side, 15. And then again, great job by Greenwood twice on the kickoff coverage tonight. They pinned the Saints at the 15, and Slaughter gets up a little bit hopping on the left sideline as he kind of got tackled right at the knee a little bit and spun down. So Greenwood with good kickoff coverage, and actually watching it again, I think Slaughter actually may have hit his knee on the helmet of number 4 for Greenwood. So Slaughter, I think he may have actually gone down on the sideline over there, which I'll see what it's doing. It looked like on replay, Cliff, he just kind of bumped his knee as Lawyer Thornsberry, the senior, made the tackle for Greenwood in the open field right there. But I think Slaughter may have hit his knee on his helmet. So I think he'll be okay, but it does take away one of your receivers in an important drive. It'll be the 4th drive for the Saints here, 11:05 to go in the second quarter. Saints had 3 drives in the first quarter, and they scored on all 3 of them, and they lead this game 21-14 here late in the first quarter as we roll here the second quarter, 11:05 to go through. But kind of, Cliff, looking at the stats, Cole Creighton with a good start.
Yeah, he really has had a great start. Cole Creighton, 8 of 10 passing, 171 yards. This is basically through 1 quarter of play, 1 touchdown. Rushing-wise, the Saints have 13 rushes for 64 yards, 2 scores, and leading receiver, you got Chandler Kemp, 2 receptions for 62 yards. Cohen Beach has caught 3 passes already, but Kemp has the most yards at 62 and 1 touchdown. When you look at total team stats so far, Shiloh in just 1 quarter of play, 235 yards of total offense. Greenwood, 196. So this score may be a 60-55 when it's all said and done.
Well, the Greenwood fans in it. They're chanting defense across the way as Saints are going to hand it off. Come in this side, Griffin Mason to the 20, Griff to the 25, and he runs out of bounds at around the 29-yard line of Greenwood. So Griffin goes from his own 14 out to the 29, a gain of 15. And so far, the Saints have had a lot of success on the ground with Griffin Mason as he's been able to get some good yardage. Finally run out of there by Greenwood's 22. Blaze McDaniel, the defensive back. Saints run the reverse to Kemp. Kemp to the 25. He's got a wall. Can he get to the corner to the 30? And he's taken down at the 33. Well, tip of your hat to Lawyer Thornsberry right there for Greenwood. He may have saved a touchdown. The Saints had a wall on the right side. We're just trying to get Kemp to that wall on the reverse. And Thornsberry, he was one-on-one out there in the open field, and he got him down on the ground before the play could get any bigger. Cole's going to roll toward the Greenwood sideline here. Back to pass, fires to Kemp, caught at the 40, and he's popped out of bounds way late at the 41-yard line into the Greenwood bench, but that's going to be a first down for Shiloh from, 33 out to the 41, so a gain of 8. They actually mark him out of bounds at the 40. It's a first down either way for the Saints at the 40-yard line. Kemp's going to come in motion. They'll overload right. They're going to hand it to Griffin Mason. Nope, Cole pulls it. 35 to the 40. The pass is caught to the 45 and the 46, 47-yard, 46 is Kemp. So they'll give him maybe 6. Second down and 4 for Chandler. Well, great job by Cole. He looked like he was going to hand it off to Griffin Mason and yanked it out of his belly and threw it to Kemp.
And you see, and Shiloh's just going with this tempo here, trying to keep Greenwood on their heels.
Hand off Griffin Mason. He dives to the 49-yard line. It's right at the sticks. I think it's going to be just short. The official across the way waved his arm like it was a first down and then moved his arm to say, no, he's short. So Saints are going to run it on third down. They hand it off. They dive across the midfield stripe to the Greenwood 49-yard line. That's a first down as Griffin Mason takes the handoff. He only got about 1.5 yards, but that's all he needed to move the chains. First down at the Greenwood 49-yard line. Saints have got number 7 in the game, Landon Sabatini's, as they'll have to go a little bit younger with 3 slider out. Cole's going to look. He's going to RPO it to the right to Kemp. He's chopped down at his own 49-yard line as the Greenwood player. They're going to say it's an incomplete pass. That's actually a benefit for the Saints. It saves them a couple of yards as Kemp threw it back there, number 22 for Greenwood. Blaze McDaniel, the senior, made the stop. So McDaniel is a guy, if you watch film for Greenwood, just seems to make a bunch of plays. He's a little bit fortunate. He got up and kind of celebrated on the top of the Kemp and didn't get a penalty. You're going to have to watch that one for Greenwood a little carefully. Incomplete pass officially at the 49 of Greenwood. Cole back to pass, going to throw it deep down the right sideline. One-on-one, it's tipped and incomplete at the 15-yard line. Beach was trying to fight for it. Pass might have been just a little bit underthrown that time by Creighton as he was trying to hit Beach. It was pretty good coverage. They went after Greenwood's best defender right there, 23, DJ Dobbins. He's a senior, and he's a good one. And so Beach kind of maybe got away with the pass interference himself. He kind of pulled himself up the back of the Greenwood fans going nuts on the near sideline. They are loud.
Well, big third down here for their defense. See if they can stop Shiloh. Looks like Greenwood's going to call another timeout. Didn't like the setup. Second one of the half. But, yeah, Greenwood defense, they've bent a little bit on this drive. They've given Shiloh some yardage. But now Shiloh just on the Greenwood side of the 50 at the 49, 3rd and 10. It's a big down for the Bulldog defense, as I said. It's a big down for the Saint offense. Can they keep a drive going? Can Greenwood force a punt?
So Saints will have it at the Greenwood 49 with a 3rd and 10. 9:21 to go here in the second quarter. Bulldogs trail the Saints by 7 in this game. And so far, the Greenwood defense, they have not got a stop. The Saint defense has gotten 2. Punt on a 3-and-out on the opening series of the game, and then a fumble by quarterback Kane Archer at the Saint 1-yard line as Greenwood was driving in for a touchdown. So, and Cliff, I think I see why Greenwood called a timeout. They take their big defensive lineman, number 98, DeAndre Stevens, off the field, and he was kind of limping, so maybe he wasn't healthy. And Greenwood saw it and trying to save their player right there to get another pass rusher in. Greenwood, interesting defensive formation. They have everybody within 4 to 5 yards of the football except for one guy here. They show blitz off the edge, and we'll see what Greenwood elects to do. 3rd down, Greenwood players trying to get their crowd to be as loud as they can across the way at the Shiloh 49. Cole with an empty backfield, looks left, fire slant, caught by Kemp at the Greenwood 41. He's short of the first down by about 2 yards, so it's going to bring up a 4th down and 2. Gain of 8. Saints needed 10, but a much more manageable. Saints in a hurry. They're going to go with the 41. Greenwood not set, and their fans let them know about it. So 4th and 2, the Greenwood 41. Sabatini in motion, hard count. Greenwood doesn't go. We'll see if they reset the offensive formation. Saints just going to kind of get a look and see what they got. They move their safety back to the middle of the field. Cole's going to throw it on 4th and 2. Looks, fires, caught at the 30-yard line. First down, Saints. It's Beach with a big reception at the 30. Just a good comeback route. And Beach, to his credit, had to go down low and make the catch, but he did it. And so Shiloh throws and completes it on 4th and 2. Beach at the 30-yard line.
Cohen Beach on the baseball field has played the catcher position through the years, and he just set up like a catcher, blocking a ball in the dirt, puts his hands under it, puts his glove under it, makes the first down reception.
At the 30, Krell going right. Krell to the 25, stays in bounds as long as he can, and he's pushed out at the Greenwood 24. Charlie with a gain of 6 on that run. Been a great job so far in the backfield as Krell and Griffin Mason have done it. They have Sabatini in again at the 24. He'll be the lead guy in the trips formation. Cole's going to run it right side. He's got some room. Cuts inside to the 20. Dives down to the 18-yard line. That's going to move the chains, though. So Cole Creighton runs it for 6 and a Saint first down.
Shiloh having success just nickel and diamond this Greenwood defense. They're making passes when they need to make passes, and they're having great runs when they need some runs.
Saints go trips left, right here. They'll shift Bodenstein to the right, Griffin Mason to the left of Creighton. Saints got numbers to the right. They're going to run it right. Griffin to the 15, guts outside to the 10, to the 5, tiptoeing down the sidelines, and he's going to be out of bounds somewhere inside the 5, officially at the 3, gain of 15. Well, Cliff, there's nothing complicated right there. That's just math. Saint had more blockers than Greenwood had defenders, and then Greenwood has got a player injured on the sideline of the Saints at the 8-yard line. We'll see if we can get an idea of who that is He's telling it. It's funny. This is what you got to love, Cliff, about a championship game. The injured players, Jen Sadadeth, we've called his name 3 or 4 times tonight. He was injured. The Greenwood trainers are out in the field. He is screaming at him to go back. I'm good. But they had stopped the game for him, so he's going to have to come out.
He's not good because he's favoring the right leg and he's limping a little bit. He is not. I know the young man doesn't want to come out of the game, but the official had already called an injured player and stopped the clock. But Shiloh continues to march down the field. This drive started at their 15 again for the second straight drive. The Saints now at Greenwood 3-yard line.
Saints, as Cliff mentioned, 1st and goal at the Greenwood 3. Well, offensive line got to win the game right here. You know the Saints are going to want to pound it in. Handoff, Griffin right up the middle. Touchdown, Shiloh Saints. Griffin Mason right up the gut for 3 yards. The offensive line just blew Greenwood off the football right there. Madden Fields, I believe, got a pancake of one of his guys. And then another big offensive lineman, I think that was Gillison. Yeah, Gillison had his man pinned as well. So the Saints have had some success on the ground. Griffin Mason had a good game. Extra point coming for Shiloh. 7:53 to go in the first half. Aiden Eastwood, 3 for 3 so far. Kick is on the way. It's a little bit short, but he got it. Aiden kind of hit that one a little fat, as they would say in a golf shot. It barely got over the crossbar, but it doesn't matter how far it goes over as long as it does. So 7:53 to go in the first half. Saints have had 4 drives and 4 touchdowns as they lead the Greenwood Bulldogs 28-14.
And that drive for Shiloh, again, started at their own 15-yard line, took 3 minutes and 12 seconds to go 85 yards and punch it in with the Griffin Mason 3-yard touchdown run, his 3rd touchdown of the night. Griffin, 11 carries, 64 yards, 3 touchdowns. Pretty good numbers for our senior running back, the Harding commit. Harding Bisons winning today. They move on in the Division II playoffs, and I think they're in the Final Four. We'll be hosting next week, I believe, is what I heard pregame. So congrats to the Harding Bisons and the future Bison, Griffin Mason on the score.
Well, the Saints have kind of put a little bit of a trail between Searcy and Springdale, Arkansas, and so all the way down to Harding Academy is Coach Ashley Henley was our defensive coordinator a couple years ago. He's now the head coach of the Harding Academy Wildcats, which is kind of the academy school of Harding University. But Saints with a good start, Cliff, up 28-14.
Absolutely. Look at the total yardage stats. Shiloh, 321 total yards. Billy, we still have 7 minutes and 53 seconds until half. The Saints, 321 yards. That's 202 yards passing, 119 yards rushing. Greenwood, on the other hand, 196 yards. Those aren't bad numbers for a quarter and a half. Mostly through the air, 183 yards for Kane Archer, only 13 yards rushing for the Greenwood Bulldogs. This Saint defense, the run defense, really shutting down the running game of Greenwood. Need to keep it up, keep the intensity up as the Saints. Also, no penalties on Shiloh, only 1 for Greenwood for 15 yards. The Saints, 18 first downs, only 9 for Greenwood. Total plays, Shiloh 37-19 for Greenwood. The stats and the scoreboard favor the Saints.
Well, we'll see if the Saints do anything different on the kickoff. It's a very high kick. It's going to be kind of a repeat. Davis at the 15. He's trying to get outside. He's got some room. Well, let's see if they call the flag. Nope. At the 30, the 35, Davis to the 40, tripped off his feet at the 43. Well, it was a borderline block by Greenwood at about the 18-yard line that allowed Champ Davis to get to the edge. No hold. So, as Cliff mentioned, only 1 penalty in this game. Officials kind of letting them play, which that's all right. We'll take that. And kind of, we don't want the officials to be a part of this anyway. You just want them to not be seen almost. At the 44, 1st and 10 Greenwood, down 28-14, 7:43 to go in the second quarter. Eldridge on a blitz. He's got Archer. Oh, Archer gets away. Archer rolling right. It's going to turn and just throw it away, and he nearly threw a pick. Is jumping up and trying to jump out of bounds and go grab it for the Saints was 26, Colton Miller, and Colton nearly pulled a miracle interception off right there. But, hey, Max Eldridge, Cliff, the up back for Greenwood, felt that when he got run over by Eldridge.
Yeah, Max coming in hard on a blitz from the linebacker position. Almost had Kane in his grasp. Kane slides out of it. just throwing the ball out of bounds.
Saints really trying to play with Archer, showing blitz. They rush 3, quick hitter caught midfield, and then, outstanding job by the Greenwood receivers. He dives his way to the 48-yard line. That's Champ Davis. Davis was tackled at the 49, kind of got his feet and was able to just dive forward to the 47. 3rd down and 1 for the Bulldogs. Well, this is Kane Archer likes to run it himself right here. He actually calls his offensive lineman back into a huddle as he pulls them off the play. Cliff, I thought the center had touched the football. Maybe I'm wrong. Archer up under center on 3rd and 1. Hard count. Saints don't show anything. It's a tight trips formation. Saint defense will come up. Archer changing the play frantically. Play clock's at 10. He's up under center again. He's got a man in motion. Hard count. Nothing doing there. And now Greenwood's going to call a timeout. Outstanding job by the Saint defensive line. 3 times Archer tried to change the play, draw him off sides. And as they say, they held their water right there, Cliff.
Yeah, and I'm really surprised that they just didn't keep running in their offense. I mean, it's 3rd down. You've got 2 plays to pick up really 1.5 yards, it looks like. 2 plays. Kane Archer can usually get that with just, 1 rush. Trust your offensive line, create a little hole, Kane fall forward, pick up the 1st down, move the chains. But they made it more difficult on themselves, and I think they needed to, Billy. I mean, they just got up here, got in a bunch, tight formation offensively, trying to draw Shiloh off sides. They're very disciplined. Great job by the Saint defense of not jumping, and it forces Greenwood to call a timeout, their 3rd and final timeout of the first half.
So, hopefully that will matter for Greenwood as they burned all 3 timeouts. Saints have 2. Empty backfield for Archer on 3rd down and a long 1. This is going to be a run by Archer, Cliff. I can just feel it from up here. Kane with 3 hard counts. He's going to go straight forward. Kimbrough's got him at the 45, but Archer's able to fall forward to the 44-yard line. So the keeper on 3rd down and gets the 1st down.
And that's what I was saying about the play before, Billy, on 3rd down. They just had a totally different look offensively. Didn't look real comfortable doing that. But Greenwood picks up the 1st down, moves the chains.
Well, Archer and Greenwood have decided to go with the hard counts. That's a 5th one in the last 2 plays before they've snapped the football. Archer does it 3 times. The Saints go call a timeout as I think they saw something they didn't like. Coach Holly ran and called it himself. So teams burning through timeouts because every play matters in a game like this that is just an offensive explosion. So far, Saints 28, Greenwood 14. We're at 6:27 to go here in the first half, and Greenwood with a 1st and 10 at the Saint 43 after the timeout. So I tell you, looks like the TV guys are going to keep it here, so we'll keep it here as well, Cliff. But kind of taking a deep breath in this game, your defense for the Saints right here, you've gotten 2 stops. Can you get a 3rd stop? Can you get a 4th stop? Maybe this game you have to get 5 or 6 stops if you can do that to go through, even though it's difficult. But, Cliff, I feel like the key fact is so far you've held Greenwood's run game in check. That's kind of what hurt us in the first game there. They ran the ball effectively.
Yeah, like I said, Greenwood right now, current stats, rushing only 16 yards rushing here in a quarter and a half. Now, I expect that to change as we go along in the game. Greenwood's got to pick that up if they want to get back in this game. Got to be successful on the ground, but right now, Shiloh holding them in check.
Well, Archer, again, with 3 hard counts. Saints don't jump offside. Play clock's at 7. Archer's back to pass, takes the snap, steps up in the pocket, and he's hit. He breaks 1 tackle, breaks another tackle, a 3rd and a 4th tackle to the 30. He breaks another tackle, the 25, still on his feet to the 20. What a run by Archer. Down to the 18-yard lines. He just kept getting off white jerseys. And so that's what a Division I player can do right there, and he made a play for Greenwood. Saints have a man down on the sideline right now, so we'll try to see who that is, the player go. But, Cliff, right there, you just got to tip your hat. 8 just kept making plays for Greenwood.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of opportunities as we watch the replay. A lot of opportunities to get Kane Archer down at the line of scrimmage. A lot of bumps, a lot of hits, a lot of shoulder pads at the midsection, but a quarterback like Kane Archer that is a very established runner, you have to wrap him up. You have to stop his legs. You have to stop his momentum. Shiloh, not able to do it. Big gain for Kane Archer as he has his largest run of the night.
So Salter is the injured Saint on the sideline. Salter dove at him and kind of tripped him up and kind of knocked him off the kind of path a little bit. If he doesn't, he may score right there. But so you take out one of the defensive players for the Saints who's key in that secondary here.
And a lot of times when you see a big play made by an individual effort like we just saw with Kane Archer, sometimes that just gives a little extra juice to your team. We'll see if that run helps this Greenwood Bulldog offense.
At the 17, Archer's going to run it again to the 15, bounces outside the 10, and he's going to be out of bounds right at the stick, about to the 8-yard line. So Archer's kind of taken it upon himself to run the football a little bit right here. He's made a couple plays. He gets 9 there. 2nd down and 1 for Greenwood. 6:09 to go in the first half. Shiloh 28, Greenwood 14. But number 8 in blue, the quarterback signee with the Utah Utes, making some plays for Greenwood now. At the 8, Archer pulls it one more time. He's to the 5. He's to the end zone. Touchdown. Well, Kane Archer just took over right there from about the 30-yard line in. He ran it every time. They pulled it, and Archer gets in the end zone for the Greenwood touchdown. So Kimbrough really was all over Champ Davis, but give Archer credit. He pulled it at the very last second and in the end zone. And so, sometimes, Cliff, they got playmakers too, and you got to give 8 and blue credit. He did a good job that drive.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, he's just, like you said, a playmaker. And those guys, when they smell blood, they want the ball and they want it in their hands. And good athletes as the kick is up and the kick is good. So Greenwood inches a little closer. 28-21 Shiloh, 6:04 remaining here until halftime. But in the first meeting back in September between these two teams, Kane Archer only had 45 yards rushing, and Shiloh did a great job of keeping him in check. He was a little banged up that night, I remember. Already tonight, Kane Archer, 11 rushes for 60 yards. So Kane can really take over a game with his legs. Last week again against Benton, 18 rushes, 135 yards. And like I said, Kane's got 60 right now. Saints have to just you got to make tackles. And on the previous play, Shiloh had about 6 or 7 opportunities to get Kane down, stop his momentum, couldn't do it.
So kicking off for Greenwood from the 40-yard line will be Franklin. He's done a good job all night long. The Saints have started about their own 15-yard line and have been pinned back. There's no slider back deep for the Saints, so we'll have to see what they do. Is going to be the kick is going to be high at the 12, straight up the field, 15 on the return to the 20, 25 to the 30, and up to the 31. I think that was Salter who got that one. It was Salter who had been injured earlier, a speedster, so you love having him out there on the kickoff return. He brings it up to the 31-yard line, and that's where the Saints will do. So the best return of the night for the Saints, and Cliff, really, I think it may be our best field position, too. You can correct me if I'm wrong off that. But
yeah, the best field position before that was at the 27. Saints have been pinned deep, 23, 15, 15. But on the 31 here, this is their best starting position of the night.
3 receivers left for for Shiloh, as Krell will shift to the tight end. They're going to hand it Griffin Mason. He's in trouble in the backfield, but Griff breaks a tackle. He's down the sidelines, and he's going to step out of bounds somewhere, as Griff kept running, and let's see where they mark him out. Looks like they're going to mark him out at the 36. So a pickup of 5. Unfortunately, Griff had gotten about to the 45-yard line, but stepped out somewhere at the 36. Yep, good call. Good job by the official. His left foot on the cut stepped on the out-of-bounds line. So at the 36, but a pickup of 5, first down. And 5 is 2nd and 5. Cole back to pass, has some pressure, gives ground, now back to pass, looking. Cole's going to run 35, 40, 45, and he's going to be out of bounds at the 49-yard line as he gets 13 yards there and a first down. So Cole didn't have anything deep down the field, just says, I'll do it with my feet. And he's like, hey, I saw the other quarterback run. I can do that too.
Yeah, Cole is a good runner in his own right. He's looking downfield. He wants to make the pass, but he had a wide open field on the left side, on the Greenwood side. Picks up a big first down.
Handoff, Griffin Mason makes a man miss. Griff to the 50, the 40. Charlie Krell to the 43. Charlie gives ground and goes back. Well, they gave him forward progress, Cliff, to the 42. We're appreciative of that, as Charlie kind of gave ground a little bit right there. But he gets 9 on that carry, so first down. Great hole by the Saint offensive line.
Yeah, and Charlie, again, a great runner, but needs to know I need to run north and south, not east and west. But, yeah, good spot by the official giving him the forward momentum.
Correll trying to get to the corner. He does. Charlie turns it, and he's out of bounds, and he's hit way, 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 way out of bounds. And there is a big yellow hanky for the Greenwood Bulldogs as some of the St. players on the sidelines are reminding the Bulldog that he just got himself a penalty. But, man, he hit Charlie, and so far out of bounds, Cliff, he was past the players, almost at the wall. And so Correll's going to get 15 yards added on. Hey, give 52 Cliff Mounts credit. And that was the freshman linebacker who shoved him out of bounds right there. So that 15 yards will be added to the end of the run, and we'll move the Saints down after the penalty to, let's see, I think the 22-yard line of Greenwood with 5:06 to go in the first half. Saints trying to respond. They've done it every time Greenwood has scored tonight. The Saints have responded. It's trying to do it one more time as Greenwood has it to a 7-point game. Saints trying to push it back out to 2 scores. Bodenstein's going to come over to the right. Slaughter is back in the game and in motion to the left. There's a snap, handoff. Griffin Mason's got some room. Griff to the 15. Well, there's a flag. Griffin's going to score the touchdown as he runs over the defender, but there's a flag at the 21-yard line, and I'm afraid this one's coming back for holding. There's also a Saint down at the 22-yard line, and they're calling for somebody, and it's odd, kind of odd, Cliff, that happened all the way over toward this sideline.
Yeah, I was watching Griffin take the handoff and just hit the hole, and I believe it will be a hold on Shiloh as all this is settled with the officiating crew. And I don't know if that's Zane Slider. Was he lined up on the Greenwood side? But the play was going on the Shiloh side.
Slider came in motion this way. I think they did. They're going to call an injury timeout. So Slider came in motion across the formation. So I don't know, Cliff, maybe he tried to cut and he already was hurting with that knee earlier. It was good to see him back in. So I don't know if he took a shot or just went down to be in. There's no replay in the stadium, so we're not sure. So 5:01 to go. They're going to help Slider up to his feet as he is favoring that knee again. And, boy, you hate that, Cliff. He's been such a key receiver in our offense all year. Just takes a weapon off the field.
Yeah, Zane, a senior receiver. He's got 1 catch for 33 yards tonight. But he came into the season with, I believe, over 1,454 yards of receptions. 84 catches this season, plus the one tonight, 85 catches, for 1,484 yards on the season. So big weapon going off the field to the senior receiver, hoping to get back on.
The ball is back to the 30, so it's going to be 1st and 18 for the Saints after the holding penalty, which wipes off the touchdown. They hand it off to Griffin right up the middle. Griff to the 20, and he's tripped up. They're going to say his knee goes down at the 22. That's the original line of scrimmage. So a gain of 8 by Griffin, 2nd down and 10. But a good first down play of 8 yards, you will take that to kind of get something back because you know you're probably in 4-down territory right here. Cole, hard count. Griffin's going to take it one more time. He's going to plow his way forward to the Greenwood 18-yard line. He'll get 4. So 3rd down and 6 coming up at the Bulldog 18.
And Shiloh just wanting to punish the Greenwood defense on the ground. They're showing who the more physical team is on the field right now.
Cole with a hard count to see what Greenwood shows. They showed both linebackers blitzing on the first hard count. We'll see if that opens up anything up the seam. They walk up the other safety in the box, so Greenwood's coming after him. Back to pass Cole. He's going to throw the slant to it's caught by Kemp. Touchdown in the corner. The Saints kind of threw, I'm going to call it the lollipop, sky, back shoulder, corner pass, whatever you want to call it. Cole Creighton, 18 yards to the corner of the end zone. Kemp goes up like a talented receiver does, high points it in the end zone as Creighton throws it from the right hash to the back left corner of the end zone for the touchdown, and they get that on 22. Blaze McDaniel, their best defender. Saints picked on him right there and get a touchdown. So extra point coming. It's the 5th drive for the Saints on the night. They put it in the end zone all 5 times. Aiden Eastwood's kick is on its way. It's up, and it is good. Keep getting those extra points, Aiden. We need them. Saints 35, Greenwood 21, 4:01 to go in the second quarter. While they take a timeout, we'll take a timeout with them. 4:01 to go in the first half. Saints 35, Greenwood 21. You're listening to the 6A state championship game on Shiloh Christian Football. Welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. Aiden Eastwood's kick is more of a line drive kick. It's taken at the 15 by Davis to the 25. He's hit and tackled at the 30-yard line. So Davis gets to the 30. That's about where most of the Greenwood's drives have started tonight, is Davis there. Saints have pushed the lead back to 14, 35-21 with 3:56 to go in the first half.
And Greenwood now being down 2 scores again. Not able to stop this Shiloh offense. 5 possessions for Shiloh, 5 scores. Greenwood probably we're going to see them pick up the tempo a little bit. They've got to get some scores in fairly quickly.
Fires over the middle, incomplete, and oh my goodness. Davis felt that one. He tried to catch it. Now Davis he's walking to pick up the football, and he gives the man a high five as he threw a slant over the middle. Davis saw the man coming. He felt footsteps, and 26 and white Miller unloaded on Champ Davis.
Colton Miller just coming over and playing a safety position. Nothing malicious about the hit. Did a great job doing exactly what you want to do from the free safety.
Yeah, Cliff talks about nothing malicious, but Davis kind of got up and high-fived him and said, hey, good hit, man. They're going to empty Davis out of the backfield. Let's watch an Archer run right here. Back to pass, Archer. In trouble. Archer rolling. He gets away from Kimbrough, the 25 to the 30 to the 35. Miller chasing him. He's going to finally run him out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Well, the Saints collapsed the middle of the pocket, but unfortunately that gave Archer a lane outward to his left, and he took off running 3rd and 2. Great coverage by the secondary. Archer wanted to throw it, just had nowhere to go. Showing blitz by Eldridge. They're going to hand it off, and to the 43, the 45, 46, 47. Good hard run there by Dunbar. First carry tonight, if I'm not mistaken, for Dunbar, the running back for the Bulldogs, and he gets it out to the 48 and a first down. Cliff nods his head. That was the first carry for Dunbar. But I was kind of interested. We hadn't seen him at all tonight, one of their key running backs. Davis out of the backfield. Archer rolls right, has Eldridge chasing him. He's back at his 40. Max slides off of him. Now, he steps out of bounds. It's intercepted by the Saints. The Saints are running it back down the sideline to the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. It's a pick 6. Cliff don't show him the replay because Archer stepped out of bounds before he threw the pick. But the officials are not calling it. Oh, my goodness. I hope the replay guys send him out for food, Cliff. Because if they do, it's a pick 6 for the Saints.
Well, I don't know if anyone saw that. We're looking at a replay here. I pointed when it happened.
Yeah, it happened
before Archer released the ball. It looks like he steps out of bounds. We'll see what it.
Oh, no, he's in bounds.
Maybe
He's
not.
in bounds. It is a pick 6. We thought for sure it happened literally in front of our booth. We thought Archer had stepped out of bounds. Miller is the interception. High snap on the extra point, but the kick is good. Boy, give 15 Bodenstein a whole lot of credit. He saved the day right there on the snap. Saints 42, Greenwood 21, a pick 6 of Kane Archer. And Cliff, I almost feel like we stole the moment from Miller right there because we both thought Archer had stepped out of bounds, but he was a fraction from doing it, but he didn't.
No, and what a break for the Saints, and what a crucial mistake for the Greenwood Bulldogs as they commit their second turnover of the first half. And teams that win the turnover battle win more games than not. It's some crazy number, like 70-75%. You win the turnover battle, you win the game. So far, Shiloh, no turnovers, Greenwood 2, and that pick 6 for a score for Shiloh to put them up 42-21, just silenced this Greenwood crowd. But on the east side of the stadium, those Saint fans, they're loving what they're seeing so far.
Well, 3:13, a ton of time to go for Greenwood here in a half. They could easily do a drive in 3:13. Eastwood says, hey, let's keep keeping it deep to Champ Davis at the 2. They try to set up the return to the 15. He's got a ton of room to the 30, 35, 40, 45 midfield, breaks a tackle, the 40, gets a block, he's gone. Champ Davis finally busts one, touchdown Greenwood, and a championship football team needs to make a play. Number 2 in blue does it for the Greenwood Bulldogs, touchdown Greenwood. It's 42-27 with the extra point pending with exactly 3 minutes to go in the first half.
And you can just see that coming. Shiloh kicks it to the Greenwood side of the hash. And, you know, from our vantage point being way up here in the press box, Billy, you can just see the wide open space on the Shiloh side of the field. And all the Saint kicking unit are on the Greenwood side of the field, and they're just not going to run and catch the speedster Champ Davis as he just sees a few blocks, and then he uses his athletic ability just to truck it down the sidelines. And, man, Shiloh benefits from a pick six real quickly. Greenwood answers with the kickoff. Now Shiloh will get the ball back, see what we can do offensively again.
It's almost, Cliff, like they're two championship football teams in a heavyweight fight right now. Both sides just keep making plays. Greenwood with the latest one. 3 minutes to go in the first half. They cut the Saint lead to 42-28 with a kickoff return. But, Cliff, let's look at the big picture right here. We talk about it all the time, win the middle 4. 3 minutes left to go in the half. If the Saints could score, they would be up 21, and they get the ball to start the second half. So in a critical drive right here, what you don't want to do is go a quick 3 and out and let Greenwood get right back in this with a one-score game. So
Yes,
kill 3 minutes and score.
Yeah, 3 minutes Shiloh's got, and then Shiloh will get the ball coming out of the half. So you'd like to see maybe a twofer here, get a score, get a stop, come out of the half, get another score.
There's a kick by Greenwood. It's a line drive kick. It takes a terrible bounce. Salter has to go get it at the 8, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. He hurdles a man and goes flying out of bounds. And there's a late flag. I don't know what that's going to be, Cliff, at the 24-yard line. Let's see. You know, there is a rule, Cliff, in high school football. You can't hurdle, but I felt like he more went airborne because of the hit. He didn't look like he was trying to hurdle. If so, if that is what the call is, the Saints are going to be really backed up right here. Well, that is what they call as a hurdle, so it's a very odd rule in high school football. You can't hurdle. I'm sure they do it for safety of the players, but that's going to put Shiloh at their 11-yard line to start this drive with 2:55 left to go in the first half. Well, Greenwood made a play. The Saints need a response. 42-28. Shiloh's been able to respond so far in the other drives tonight. Got to do it one more time here at the end of the first half. Creighton hands it off. Griffin Mason coming right. Griff to the 15, and he's going to get out to the 16-yard line. Griffin with a gain of 5 and on first down, so second down and 5 coming up for the Saints. So Shiloh kind of in a precarious situation. You want to go tempo here, but you got to make sure you get first downs. The last thing you want to do is give Greenwood the ball back here before the end of the half. Griffin's hitting the backfield, breaks a tackle. Griffin the 20, the 25, up the field. It's a foot race, 40, 45, midfield. Greenwood's going to catch him at the 43-yard line. So Griffin Mason, he has had a good night tonight. He rips off one of the 43. Now Griffin is holding his leg at the Greenwood 43, and he is down on the ground. So, boy, you hate that because Griffin was in a foot race. He had guys on both sides of him. He felt it and just came down. So Griffin kind of get helped up a little bit. So a little slow walk off the sideline for 18 in white right there. But so Charlie Creel will come back in. 39-yard run, though, to the Greenwood 45. 2:28 to go in the first half. Saints 42, Greenwood 28. And what has been the ultimate track meets in the first half. These offenses are impressive both ways. Beach in motion, play action to Krell. They're going to fire it all the way in the flat to Beach. He's in an open field tackle at the 45-yard line. So coming up and flying to make the tackle is the guy who's just making the plays for Greenwood, Champ Davis. He plays a little bit of defense too. He came up from the safety spot and made a great open field tackle on Krell, the sophomore. Saints are going to lose a yard, officially back to the 46, so it's going to be second down. Shiloh kind of sensing the smartness right here, trying to burn a little clock a little bit here. 1:48 left to go. Play clock's at 16. Greenwood fans chanting defense. Saints really would like to score and kill the clock if at all possible. At a minimum, kill the clock. Play action. Cole back to pass. He's got a man open, throws it deep down the right side. It's underthrown. Beach leaps and can't catch it at the 10-yard line. Well, I think Cole would like to have that one back. Beach kind of cut back to the middle of the field, and the ball was just a little bit underthrown. Gave the DB an opportunity for Greenwood to come get it. It's going to be 3rd down and 11 for the Saints. Greenwood the defense trying to rise up and make a stop after the big kickoff return by Champ Davis. Ball's on the left hash at the 46. Saints need to get to the 35 of Greenwood. So with Griffin Mason out, we'll see what they want to do. If it looks like they're going to go empties, they have Krell to the right. Shiloh has 2 timeouts. Play clock's at 8. 7. Shiloh's kind of getting up to the line. Let's see. Coach Barner doesn't look like he wants to call a timeout. They'll snap it. Cole's going to run, and he gets taken down from behind at the 36-yard line. So the 37 is where they'll say officially went down. Gain of 5, though, but it's going to be 4th down and about 7 for the Saints at the Greenwood 42. And a big play in this game, Cliff, with 1:10 to go in the first half.
Well, Shiloh contend at 1:10 and 25 seconds remaining on the play clock of just using the clock and, like you said, leaving as little time as possible for Greenwood to have the ball here. And so Greenwood has no timeouts remaining. You may take a penalty here possibly. Shiloh has 1 timeout. You may take a timeout, let the play clock run down, take a timeout, and do a punt trying to – and that looks like what Shiloh's going to do. They're going to call their last timeout of the half. And, Billy, I think I would just do a quick punt here, try to pin Greenwood back inside the 20, inside the 15. No timeouts remaining for Greenwood, as we said. No timeouts for Shiloh. And with 43 seconds left on the game, by the time that play ended and Greenwood gets the ball, they would have maybe – 35 seconds with no timeouts remaining. Now, Greenwood's got weapons. Defensively, Shiloh would have to be very protective, not let Champ Davis or Kane Archer break anything open there. But I think that's the prudent play. Punt them, get them pinned back, hopefully, and then just run this clock out and go into the half up.
Well, yeah, tough decision here. If you go for it and you get the first down, you can be aggressive with well, actually, no timeouts is what the Saints have left. So you can still be aggressive, see if you can score to end the half and get the ball to start the second half. If you decide to kick, you just got to get Greenwood and keep them out of the end zone. Not sure what the Greenwood field goal kicking team looks like. Cole's in punt formation. Greenwood's got Davis back deep at the 21-yard line. Now, Shiloh likes to fake the punts, and you've got your punter, Cole. Your quarterback is your punter, Cole Creighton. So Shiloh's looking at the formation across the way to see what they want to do. I think he's going to kick it. Nope, Cole's going to throw it. He fires down the middle of the field. It's knocked down by Davis, incomplete. Well, they tried to hit Beach at the 25. Davis was right there. He just jumped up and batted it down. And so the Saints are going to turn over on downs for the first time tonight, and Greenwood's going to take over at their own 42-yard line with 38 seconds left to go in the half. Well, Cliff, you're kind of almost in no man's land right there. Do you punt? Do you take the chance of Davis on a return? Do you try to go for it? Saints just lined up in front formation, thought they had something down the seam, couldn't do it. First time tonight, the Saints have not put it in the end zone. A turnover on downs. This is a big 38 seconds left, though, in the half. 42-28. Davis is going to go out of the backfield in motion to the left. Archer back to pass. Looking, pocket breaks down. Archer's going to run. Boy, there's got to be a hold in the middle of the field. Archer's at the 43. He goes down there. The flag is back at the Greenwood 33-yard line. And I said it had to be a hold. The center tackled the defensive lineman of the Saints up front. So that stops the clock with 30 seconds left. And so it is a hold on Greenwood.
Only the third penalty tonight on Greenwood, so
the clock should go on the set of the ball, so it should be running, Cliff, as soon as he puts it in play. He does. 29 seconds, there goes the clock. Archer sees it, gets him up to the line very quickly. Back to pass. Archer has all day. Now pocket breaks down. He's in trouble. Brody's got him for a sack at the 22-yard line. Now Greenwood's really going to have to scramble. 15 seconds on the clock. They've got Archer. Archer can't get up. He's having to get his lineman to help up. One of his linemen is hurt as well. He's getting up. 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7. Saints scrambling on defense to go into a prevent. Archer's trying to get Champ Davis lined up. He can't get lined up. 2, 1, and there's a snap, but it's too late. Greenwood couldn't get a snap. Archer slings the football at the official. Saints defense comes up huge with a sack to end the first half. And, whoo, Cliff, take a deep breath. Saints 42, Greenwood 28. What a first half.
It was a very exciting first half, and Shiloh started it in the first quarter, going up 21-7 after 1 quarter of play. Then you just had the explosion in the second quarter, Billy. Both teams scoring 3 times, 21-21 in the second quarter. That brings us to our 42-28 halftime score. But, boy, what an offensive output by both these teams. Greenwood started a little slow. They got back into it, but Shiloh keeping them in check. Total yards, Shiloh 452 in the first half. Greenwood 261. But how about the defensive plays? You had a fumble by the Shiloh defense recovered. You had a pick 6, and then on that last play there, the sack of Kane Archer in the backfield that just stopped any opportunity that Greenwood may have to try to get a drive going down the field and put points going into halftime. Didn't happen. And the Saints go into half 42-28. Shiloh gets the ball coming out of the half, looking to put more points on the board. Man, what a first half of play.
What a first half. Well, we will kick it down again. We can't have video, so you'll see the little spinny Shiloh head up on the thing. So halftime, looking at the halftime clock for those listening out there, we will be back with the second half at 8:29 Central, 9:29 Eastern. We know we got folks in North Carolina, Florida, listening all over the place. So they'll come back with the second half. So we'll be back about 8:28. But halftime, our score, Shiloh on top, 42-28 over the Greenwood Bulldogs.
Okay. I'm about to have a good day. No matter what they say. The sun is shining down on me. Birds are singing praise. I'm about to have a good day. In every single way. The God who made the universe knows me by my name, so it's a good day. Baby in my arms, walking through the neighborhood, living in the present, not what I shoulda or coulda. I remember back when I was low as a rug. Now I'm standing up, look at what my father does, turning all things new, gray skies blue. Hear the church saying, won't he do it? I know he's got my back. That's why I'm singing that. I'm about to have a good day. No matter what they say. Sun is shining down on me. Birds are singing praise. I'm about to have a good day. In every single way. The God who made the universe knows me by my name, so it's a good day. It's a good day, no, it's great. Everything I prayed for didn't come in late. I got all I need and I didn't have to wait. Ask me if you love me, you didn't hesitate. Turning all things new, gray skies blue. Hear the church saying, won't he do it? I know he's got my back. That's why I'm singing that. I'm about to have a good day. No matter what they say. Sun is shining down on me. Birds are singing praise. I'm about to have a good day. In every single way. God who made the universe knows me by my name, so it's a good day.
Yeah. When you living how I'm living, they gon' ask you how you did it. Used to keep it on the low, now I think they need to know. When you get it, how I get it, you don't worry about a gimmick. Turn my life into a show, selling tickets at the door. Baby, pop up, meet me at the pop-up. Every time I drop stuff, haters wanna pop up, and they wanna pop us. Mad cause they not us, I don't get it, they be in their feelings like a pop cut. Every time you doing good, money problems pop up. Get a little change and the family members pop up. When you broke, they disappear, kinda like my pops does. Standing on my own with my own, that's a lot, bruh. Every time I got it propped up, I find a problem. Why when you doing it proper, they try to stop you. But when you live like a mobster, they never bother. This world is sick and we need a doctor. But then the cops coming, when they show up at your door, they want the smoke like a roster. If you spending time, wasting time, what it cost you? Will my ex go unnoticed still without an Oscar? That's a slap to the face, something that Chris Rock knows. When you living how I'm living, they gon' ask you how you did it. Used to keep it on the low, now I think they need to know. When you get it, how I get it, you don't worry about a gimmick. Turn my life into a show, selling tickets at the door. Baby, pop up, meet me at the pop-up. Every time I drop stuff, haters wanna pop up, and they wanna pop us. Mad cause they not us, I don't get it, they be in their feelings like a pop cut.
Hey, I told y'all we was spitting.
I got polys in LA, I got Usos in the Bay, with the squad like 2K, Malo Winga every day. I got family in Mobile and in Compton on the Ave, yeah. Shout out Uncle Rav who taught me how to scrap. Hizzy with the swizzy for the glizzy, that's a Draco. Miss me with that iffy, I'm too spiffy just to lay low. Gently, keep it gently while I chill in Turks and Caicos. Nipsey resting in peace, he said king me, I'm a Pharaoh. My uncle raised a real one, that's real son. Even though I ran when they peeled one, I still spun. Block, spread the ops, watch for cops, cause they will come. Mixed kid, that's profile, that's still done. When you living how I'm living, they gon' ask you how you did it. Used to keep it on the low, now I think they need to know. When you get it, how I get it, you don't worry about a gimmick. Turn my life into a show, selling tickets at the door. Baby, pop up, meet me at the pop-up. Every time I drop stuff, haters wanna pop up, and they wanna pop us. Mad cause they not us, I don't get it, they be in their feelings like a pop cut. When you live it how I'm living, they gon' ask you how you did it. Used to keep it on the low, cause I was used to keeping low. Thought nobody gave a care if Crayon Trip one at the show. But no matter who come with me, he the reason that I go. I ain't worried about a gimmick, that's for folks who never lived it. Even when I pivot, it's to shoot the shot that I've been given. We taking safe bets, not faith steps, and hoping God will bless it. Abusing favor like it's privilege, we accept it. God ain't mocked or shocked, he saw your heart. I'm hoping we get back to how it was at the start. Turn my life into a show, selling tickets at the door. Came from riding on the metro to flying to Pietro. Made it out the ghetto. Shout out to my saints locked down who got abundant life but still facing death row. Every time I drop stuff, haters wanna pop up and they wanna pop us. Mad that they not us, I don't get it, but I don't really have to. I'm living in my purpose, come and kick it, man, if that's you. Pop up.
You can't bust out of here like they do in the movies. Because even if you do, you still in prison. In the prison of your mind. You go punching your fist against a stone wall, you're not using your brain. That's what they want you to do. Look at you. What makes you ashamed of being you?
Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Oh, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are.
He the waymaker. My God is a game changer. Got a big plan, he a big man with a big hand and a haymaker. I done been in the pit, I knew I had to submit. But my God, he got me up, I done had enough. He got me out the mud and I done caught a bus. Ain't nothing my God can't do. When I was down, my God came through. Dead in my sin, my God made new. I'm a work in progress, God ain't through. Oh, what you know about dirty needles? Down with the low like dirty people. I was on the other side serving evil. Now I fly high with the birds and the eagles. Hold tight to the promises and I'ma run with it. I don't care how long it is, and I'ma use my gift, man, the song is his. I choose God all day, I ain't on the fence, nah. I got a purpose and I know it's worth it, I'm standing the test. And I'm gonna give him my all till I'm dead and they lay me to rest.
Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Oh, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Oh, that is who you are.
My Lord, he a way maker, the truth and the life and the chain breaker. Never think he big, but his reign's greater. He rose from the dead. This ain't Tupac, cause it took more than a few shots. Romans let his feet to the stake while the Jews watch. After 3 days, and he rose from the tomb. Stop acting like he want us to the door, never you not. Yeshua's my remedy. I was lost till I found him in me. Went from a sinner to him as my centerpiece. He is my sinner, then he gave me inner peace. So what would I care if people hate me? I appreciate it greatly. I'm better on rock, no sin can't break me. You build your house on sin can't face me. I used to put up a facade, cause I was living in lies. Cause I was tripping, was giving my gift to the world. But now I give it to God. I'm picking a side. I need a remedy to rise. Look what the kingdom supplies. When you let him be your guide, yo. Sing this with hands in the fist in the sky. Sing it.
Moving in our midst, I worship you. I worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you. I worship you. 'Cause you are here. I worship you. I worship you. Jesus, you are here. Miracle worker, you are always here. Oh, I worship the waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. That is who you are.
Yeah. Look, I was the one in them classes, youngin' but making it happen. 2 up, 2 down in Manhattan. Never had Gucci or Louis Dior, but this music, I swear that I did it in fashion. Don't gotta rush, I got hours in this, and you know that I'm really about action. Can't believe that they counted me out, now we running them numbers just like how I knew it would happen. Don't gotta cat to be fitted, pay for whatever I'm living. When I die, put my name with the best of them, just to inspire the rest of my city. They don't know what we had to endure. Youngin' was sleeping on floors, went to all states, but God had us insured. Rapping that boys and girl club on the tour. Around the same time, parents got a divorce. Honestly, what really made me mature? We had to pick lots just to get to the door. They hate and say Diddy, they know I'm a bad boy. I've been on since I was 16. They was hot, they been losing they steam. I was quiet, she thought I was shy. Went from watching the throne to being the king, yeah. Came from the bottom, yeah, I paid the price, they couldn't afford it, yeah. I had to build from the ground, I never could let them destroy it, They said that they hard, ain't cover my cough, it's a hole in their story, yeah. I'm living my dream, I gotta thank God and give him the glory, yeah. Came from the bottom, yeah, I paid the price, they couldn't afford it, I had it built from the ground, I never could let them destroy it, They said that they hard, ain't come from my cloth, it's a hole in their story, yeah. I'm living my dream, I gotta thank God and give him the glory. Look, y'all OGs not leading the way, I swear they just get in y'all way. I remember when Toe gave the platform and gave me the power, I almost got carried away. It was major when I got a minor verse, if I could be honest, that's back when he gave me the game. All the ones that was hating, they looking like Jordan, cause they just been fading away. I gotta thank God, cause I don't look like what I've been through. VA the folk that I tend to. No, I skate when I give them this new. They know I'm a bad boy. They tryna keep up. They huffing and puffing. We made it from scratch, from nothing to something. I'm loving the person life got me becoming. I got my rib when I'm hitting my prime. I know a lot at stake. Can't hate it or love it. It's not a game. I'm living with Elvis, Selena, Grace. Look, I'm living my dream, so I smile. We went from pennies to proud. Remove all the stains, so I stay with a shout. Get used to the kid, cause I'm sticking around. You did? Came from the bottom, yeah. I paid the price. They couldn't afford it, yeah. I had it built from the ground, I never could let them destroy it, They said that they hard, ain't cover my cough, it's a hole in their story, yeah. I'm living my dream, I gotta thank God and give him the glory, yeah. Came from the bottom, yeah, I paid the price, they couldn't afford it,
I had it built from the ground, I never could let them destroy it. They said that they hard, they come for my cloth, it's a hole in their story. Yeah, I'm living my dream, I gotta thank God and give him the glory.
Way to liquor, I'm sipping a smoothie, yo. Married to a saint, I ain't messing with groupie. Heal from all my traumas, my life is a movie, though. I only speak the truth when I get in the studio. They say,
oh, he done switched up the vibe. I seen that once, I seen that twice. Oh, he done switched up the life.
I ain't never going back this time I'ma keep it player like I'm supposed to do. Easy to be MVP when G.O.D. is coaching you. Things get rough, you gotta toughen up, boy, he be sculpting you. Feeling my emotions, you get motion when he's molding you. Okay, dog, I came from the dirt. Kool-Aid stains on the shirt. If you force it, but it ain't what's meant for you, then it won't work. Ain't gotta see if I still got it. I'm with wifey and we flirt. Everything is natural, we at the crib when she get birthed. I'm a smooth operator, ain't got doppelgangers. Only one that's like me, homie, how can you a hater? I said bye, see you later. Sign it, ain't no waiver. Now we moving major, only constant is a change up. I said,
oh, he done switched up the vibe. I seen that once, I seen that twice. Oh, he done switched up the life.
I ain't never going back this time. I'ma lead it, switch up. 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 I ain't never going back this time. I'ma lead it, switch up. Gave away the gear and the ego is beautiful. Would love to come and kick it, I'm on daddy duty though. So much more to living than gripping the booty. Whoa, y'all be out here running around with the cooties though. I'm like,
oh, he done switched up the vibe. I seen that once, I seen that twice. Oh, he done switched up the life.
I ain't never going back this time I'ma pop out, top down, by the whole blackout. College dropout, been rapping since college dropout. At my pop's house, I thought I was Lil Bow Wow. Have faith in me, I'm giving it up to God now. Stop how, you don't believe, that's just a cop out. Miracles happening like when Nate Rob blocked out. It's already done, that's why I don't ever got out. Do it cause I'm chosen till the day that I clocked out. I'm a smooth operator, ain't got doppelgangers. Only one that's like me, homie, how can you a hater? I said bye, see you later. Sign it, ain't no waiver. Now we moving major, only constant is a change up. I said,
oh, he done switched up the vibe. I seen that once, I seen that twice. Oh, he done switched up the life.
I ain't never going back this time. I'ma lead it, switch up.
Heaven always get it right, tell me why every night I be in the booth, gotta lift the name up. I've been done smoking on blunts with the homies since I figured out the God was so much better than drugs.
They ain't really rockin' with what I got in my cup. Got that living water and I keep on filling up. Take another sip, I'm overflowing with the dripping. If I do it for the kingdom, so minded when I'm up. Every night I feel alive when the light hit my eyes, reject my flesh, then my heart fills up. If I'm right, then I'm right, I'ma rise up with my family and my friends, so the ones that I love. Everybody wanna know what drug I'm on. You don't really wanna know the drug I'm on. Jesus, I ain't rolling on nothing. I ain't rolling on nothing, 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 nothing. I ain't rolling on nothing. I ain't rolling on nothing, 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 nothing. Ain't it right when they think I'm gonna fall like a Canaanite? Wanna go against God, that's a bad fight. Like you're trying to throw a fist in a ball fight. Ain't no win against Yahweh, you can do it your way. But I know idols fall, you can't play. This ain't Xbox in control. Boy, you bet not. Heaven gon' fade and the earth gon' fall. But the God that I serve in control of it all. Heaven gon' fade and the earth gon' fall. But the word of my God gonna last through it all. Yeah, Jesus, I ain't rolling on nothing. I ain't rolling on nothing, 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 nothing. Boy, I'm really on that. Jesus, I ain't rolling on nothing. I ain't rolling on nothing, 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 nothing. I ain't rolling on nothing. I ain't rolling on nothing, 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 nothing. You finna pop off, drop bones, lost cars, lead them all off course. What is your goal? Wanna be a rock star, live for the montage. You don't wanna play at the cost of your soul. You don't know the love of my God. There ain't no end of my God. Couldn't even enter his toe until Christ he died. Then he had to rise. He's Yah. Send
Welcome back to War Memorial Stadium here in Little Rock. We get ready for the second half of the 6A state championship game. The Saints have a 42-28 lead over the Greenwood Bulldogs at halftime. And Cliff, the story of this game, as we kind of talked about it for the it's been the Saint defense. You kind of knew it might be a shutout, but your Saint defense, they forced a 3-and-out. They forced a fumble. They've had a pick six. Hey, Greenwood's explosive. They're going to score points, but every stop you get just feels so momentous.
Yeah, you're right. And, it's been exciting on both sides of the ball. But, the Shiloh defense keeping a potent Greenwood offense and a potent Greenwood quarterback in check tonight. I didn't mention this pregame, but Shiloh comes in averaging 48 points a game. We scored 42 in the first half. Shiloh gives up 20 a game. They gave up 28 in the first half. So Shiloh scoring more but giving up a little more here in the first half. Greenwood, the exact same story. They came in averaging 49 points a game. Tonight they've only got 28. So if they double that, then they're kind of on the mark to be where they normally are. But here's the difference. Greenwood defense only allows 19.5 points per game. They've given up 42 to the Saints. Thanks to turnovers, a pick six, as you said, and a fumble that Shiloh ended up scoring off of as Shiloh scores on their first 5 drives of the night. And I mentioned the keys to victory pregame. Win the matchups. I think Shiloh, when you kind of look at the line of scrimmage and the man-for-man output so far in the first half, Shiloh has won the matchups. The most physical team, I definitely think Shiloh has been the more physical team. They got to keep that intensity up here in the second half. Keep the pressure on Greenwood. I don't think Greenwood's really fazed by this. They're a championship team. They come in right in a 38-game win streak, haven't lost in 2 years in the state championship game. So they're not fazed by this. They know the players they put on the field on both sides of the ball. I think they feel like they can come back and make some adjustments and just have a better half, not have some turnovers will really help them. But the explosive, Shiloh shooting for 8 explosive plays of 20 yards or more. We've gotten 3 in the first half. We need more in the second half. Total yards, I said this right before we cut off for a halftime. Shiloh, 452 yards of total offense in the first half. Greenwood, 261. Greenwood mostly through the air, 192, 69 on the ground. Shiloh a lot more balanced, 219 in the air, 233 on the ground. A pretty cleanly played game by both teams. 2 penalties for Shiloh, only 3 for Greenwood. But, man, you said it, Billy, the intensity of the defense, they're just getting in the backfield, disrupting Kane Archer a little bit, and just got to do a little bit better job on the tackling. That's what has hurt Shiloh on a kickoff, and then gave up a big run where they missed some tackles on Kane Archer, which allowed to a score. But Shiloh gets the ball coming out of the half here. Should be an exciting second half.
Yeah, really a big drive, a momentum swinging drive to start the second half. Shiloh 42-28. The Saints could go score. You could push this lead to 21, which has been the biggest lead Shiloh's had for literally Cliff 0 plays. As you got a 21-point lead, Greenwood returned the following kickoff by Davis for a touchdown to bring it back to 14. Both teams, though, in the last 3 minutes of the half were able to get a stop as Greenwood got a turnover on downs by the Saints at the 42 of Greenwood, and then Greenwood with no timeouts, tried to do something in the half, and a sack of Kane Archer ended the half. So that's where we'll go. So we'll get ready to start the second half. Greenwood will kick off, and Cliff, just the inside of me just says, watch out for an onside kick somewhere in the second half. Greenwood that's something that they kind of need a play to the Bulldogs try to get one and maybe steal a possession at some point.
Yeah, well, you're entering the last 24 minutes of both these team seasons of the football season for Class 6A here in this state championship game. And so I expect to see both teams pull out everything they have. Shiloh pulling out things to try to keep the big lead that they have as the kickoff drops at the 3-yard line. Chandler Kemp will let it bounce into the end zone. So it'll be a touchback. Shiloh will start out at their own 20-yard line, so good decision there by Chandler Kemp. Again, we've had Zane Slider go out of the game with an injury. Number 3, the senior receiver, Zane Slider. Not sure if he'll be able to make it back here in the second half, as looked like he had some type of a leg, ankle, foot injury, and just could not put any weight on that. So he's on the sidelines at the moment. But Shiloh will start at their own 20-yard line.
Saints do have Griffin Mason, who got a little bit banged up at the end of the first half on that long run back in. So Griff looked like he was okay, just maybe got rolled up a little bit. First down, they're going to run it. Griffin hitting the backfield. That time Greenwood is able to stop the pulling guard and answer it. So Griffin Mason's going to lose 3 back to the 17. So something we haven't seen a lot tonight. Saints losing yards running the football on the ground as a good adjustment, but got to give 54 right there, Charlie Hudnell, the defensive lineman, junior, credit for Greenwood. He busted up the run play, got in the backfield at nose tackle. Second down and 13 for the Saints at the 17. Cole back to pass, looks, fires. It's going to be caught at the 23. Breaks a tackle and then cuts back inside, breaks another tackle, and is down at the 24-yard line. So made that one interesting. The Saints have a man down at the 8-yard line. It's one of the offensive linemen, I think maybe Gillison. It was hard to tell. He kind of rolled over really quickly. So the ball spotted at the 23. It's going to be 3rd and 7 after we check on the injury, but the Saints are going to have to sub in an offensive lineman here with 11:16 to go in the half. Now, Mickey McIntyre, who's played offensive line for the Saints in the past, has been injured most of the year. They were hoping to be able to dress him tonight, so maybe you get a little bit of depth on the offensive line you haven't had. But Cliff, after the injury, going to be an important 3rd and 7 coming up.
Yeah, 3rd and 7 from your own 23-yard line, and so this is really a down that Shiloh wants to convert and keep a drive going here. And it looks like, if that is hard to tell, maybe Mounts.
Maybe Madden Field, 62.
Okay, it's hard to tell from where we are here, but
yeah,
they're walking off the field, and hopefully they can get back on shortly. But Shiloh will have a 3rd and 7 from their own 23.
Yeah, I can't tell if it's 52 or 62. So either way, the Saints are going to have to run an extra offensive lineman, a new one out there. So Greenwood fans on their feet, they sense the importance of this play. Well, even though it's early in the 3rd quarter, chance to get a 3 and out, which their defense didn't do the entire first half. Rolling, Creighton back to pass, off his back foot, just throws it in the direction of Kemp. Out of bounds, incomplete, and the Saints go 3 and out to start the second half. So not what you wanted, but Greenwood does an outstanding job. They get a stop, and 1 minute into the 3rd quarter, the Saints will run out the punting team on 4th down and 7. Champ Davis back deep to receive. He's already had a special teams touchdown earlier today as he returned a kickoff for a touchdown. After this game was 42-21. He made it 42-28, so a lot of pressure on the Saint defense as Cole kicks it away. He angles it away from Davis. It hits at the 45 and rolls out of bounds at midfield. It is only a 27-yard punt, but 0 return as the Greenwood fans roar to their feet on this side as their defense comes up with a big 3 and out. So, Cliff, our defense got some momentum on the first drive of the game with a 3 and out. Greenwood starts the second half with a 3 and out.
Yeah, we need to see our defense come up big here with Greenwood starting at the Shiloh 49. So, short field for the Bulldogs. Again, Greenwood chasing Shiloh. They're down 2 scores. They don't have to rush yet, but they do want to take advantage of the misstep by Shiloh.
Davis is going to take the handoff, breaks a tackle, the 45. There's a flag down. He's to the 42, and he's spun down by a whole bunch of white jerseys. But 8 in blue is standing at his own 49, and there's a yellow flag right beside him. So got a feeling it's going to be a holding call on Greenwood. Well, they didn't give the penalty number, Cliff, but it's a hold on Greenwood.
Well, Greenwood fans are not happy with that at all. I mean, they just made a defensive stop. They got the ball back, had good field position. You just feel in the stadium, Billy, just the change of the atmosphere's changing a little bit here towards Greenwood sideline. But with that penalty, A little moaning going on down there.
Handoff Davis again, cuts back left, breaks the tackle to the 45, and is going to dive out to around midfield. Champ gets 9 on that carry. Doesn't get back to the original line of scrimmage, but he gets 9. It's 2nd down and 11 for Greenwood. Boy, Francis had him in the backfield, just couldn't get him on the ground. Brody was kind of tackling him from a tough angle there. They'll shift Davis in the backfield again, and they're going to run Archer. Francis has got him at the 49. Wow, he slips away. Great job by Archer. He was kind of stood up at the 49 and just like he had grease on his jersey, just everybody slid off of him, and he slid forward for 4 to the 45. It's 3rd down, though, for Greenwood. They need 6. Empty backfield. Saints don't have anybody up tight on the guys to the top right in either slot. So we'll see if Greenwood wants to just throw a quick slant or a quick hook to the outside guys or the inside guys here. Archer with a hard snap camp. Saints only showing that they're going to rush 2. They'll come with 4. There's a pass called at the 37. It was the inside guy we talked about down to the 35-yard line. It's going to be number 1 for Greenwood, Cooper Bland, who had the first 2 touchdowns of the game for the Bulldogs. He makes the play, and it's a senior 1st down at the Saint 35-yard line. Archer, 3 receivers left. Looks that way, doesn't have anything. He's in the backfield, gets away to the 33, and then he's going to be chopped off his feet at the 31-yard line. Max Eldridge gets him down. Archer screaming at the referee about something. Cliff, I have no idea what he's screaming at him. It was just a pretty open field tackle there. So 2nd and 6, Archer shakes his head and goes back up to the line, calls the play. Davis is to the right of Archer. Greenwood in Saint territory, though, at the 31 with a 2nd and 6. Handoff coming this way, cuts inside to the 25, and Davis tripped up at the 25 on there. But that's enough for the 1st down as he gets 6. And Davis nearly had a chance to break one right there. Just Saints got him. Silas Nance just tripped him up. It would have been the last stop if hadn't gotten him on the ground. At the 25, though, Greenwood with another 1st down. 8:38 to go. Ball right in the middle of the field. They're going to hand it to Champ Davis one more time. He's got some room to the 20, to the 16, and he's going to be taken down there. Gain of, well, they'll say he went down at the 17. Gain of 8, 2nd and 2.
Well, and Greenwood picking up 8 yards on 1st down just makes their play calling so much easier. You're just seeing a lot more physicality out of this Greenwood offensive line, creating holes for their runners.
Archer's going to pull it. Francis has got him at the line of scrimmage. He spins forward. He maybe got a yard. And Cliff, we've seen Archer a lot the last 2 years. His ability to get hit and fall forward for 2 or 3 yards is pretty incredible. Just as you don't ever see that guy go backwards. Champ Davis, who took the last play off, comes back in. They'll keep both running backs in the game, Dunbar and Davis. So Dunbar may be the kind of lead blocker on 3rd and 1. Let's see what Greenwood elects to do. If they just hand it off to Davis or let Archer try to pull it. Archer goes straight ahead. He's to the 14, to the 13, and then push back there. But that's enough for a Greenwood 1st down as the Bulldogs just went power right behind Archer right there, and they get it. So 7:36 to go. Greenwood moving it, though. 1st and 10 at the Saint 13-yard line. Greenwood trails 42-28, trying to cut it to a 1-score game. Archer has Davis to his right, hands it to Davis one more time, bounces outside, and Brody Francis has got him at the 12, gain of a yard. So that time the Saints do a good job up front, 2nd down.
And Silas Nance comes away with the ball on the tackle as Davis had about 4 Saints helping him make the tackle after his run, and then Silas comes up like, I got the ball, but officials had already blown the play dead.
Davis a little slow in getting up, but he has been a workhorse, man. That guy's getting a lot of carries. Kind of 2 H-backs for Greenwood here. Interesting formation. They show the corner blitz. They may be coming with it. We'll see. Archer's going to send Davis in motion. Back to pass. Looks over the middle. Chase right. He turns and slings it out of bounds as he was falling down as he'd been tripped up in the backfield. Archer just turned and threw it into the 1st row. Underhand sidearm, looked like a shortstop fielding a ball.
I was going to say it looked like Patrick Mahomes. I mean, yeah. It was a Patty Mahomes type of a play as Kane was listening to the official here. There's a question about maybe intentional grounding, but he was outside the tackle.
3rd and 9, though. Big play, Cliff.
Yeah, and I think this is 4-down territory for these Bulldogs. Down 2 scores here. you're at the St. 12-yard line. Even though it's 3rd and 9, boy, you've got 2 plays to pick up these 9 yards. If you're Greenwood, you have to keep the ball. They're going to call a timeout, though.
Greenwood burns a timeout. They sense the urgency of this drive. 6:42 to go in the third quarter. Greenwood will use a timeout, their first of the half, 42-28. So we've run some clock off of the third quarter. You know, Cliff, we talk about the urgency of this drive. If you can get a stop right here, you look up, okay, you've survived half of the third quarter, and you're the same spot you were when the half started. So a big couple of plays here if you can get them off the field somehow.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right. I mean, you were stopped on your first drive of this second half, Shiloh was. And so now you want to stop Greenwood on their drive. And so Greenwood is the team that has to play catch-up. They have to score 2 times to tie Shiloh or go ahead if they choose to go for 2 or whatever they may do there. But they need 2 scorers. And if Shiloh can keep them from scoring and just keep that distance, let that clock run, then we're in good shape. But if we give up a score here, man, we got to come back with a score. Very important.
At the 12, Archer and company have 3rd down. Kane comes out and says something to Cooper Bland in the slot, who is a wide receiver. Bland's had a big day. He looks like he's got one-on-one in the slot. Max Eldridge is going to drop back into coverage and fade to that side. Archer, quarterback counters, got some room, and he's to the 6, and he's going to be shoved down there, but it's going to be short. So 4th down and 3 for Greenwood coming up from the St. 6-yard line. Well, they went kind of delayed power run right there with Archer. He picked his way, but the St. defense was able to at least stuff up the front. They went right behind 68, the big Charlotte offensive lineman commitment, or signee, I guess, at this point for Greenwood. 3rd down, Saints shifting up front, trying to frantically get set. Davis is in the backfield. 4th and 3. Could be a huge play in this game. Davis out in motion, whistle. Greenwood burns another timeout, Cliff. So the Bulldogs didn't like the set, or the play clock was at 6, so they were good there. But Greenwood, with 6:04 to go in the third quarter, in the last 36 seconds, have burned 2 of their 3 timeouts. And, you know, you think back to the first half, Cliff, they burned some timeouts. That was really important. They got the ball back with 40 seconds left into the half. They had no timeouts, and 1 sack kind of killed the drive. So you hope with 2 minutes left, that's where the Saints can take a knee at the end of this thing because they burned their timeouts.
Yeah, so if you're Coach Chris Young for Greenwood here, you use a timeout, your second one of the half early here in the third quarter, as you said, 4th and 3. If you're Greenwood, you better come out with a play that you know you're going to pick up these 3 yards and get the first down, if not score a touchdown, just to make up for burning the timeout. What you don't want to happen if you're Greenwood is come out and get stopped, and you've wasted 2 timeouts and no points to show for it.
Well, he's going to have Dunbar and Davis in the backfield. Saint fans across the way making a ton of noise. Saints stand everybody up at the line of scrimmage. They'll shift Davis out, empty backfield, and now the Saints are going to burn a timeout as they saw something they didn't like. So everybody in Little Rock, Cliff, knows the importance of this play. It's the difference between a 1-score game and a 2-score game. 6:04 to go in the third quarter. Saints will equally burn a timeout to go in this one. So this is one of those, and man, I just keep thinking in my head, Cliff, this is like a heavyweight fight. I mean, this is two of the best going at it.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what you expect in a state championship game. Again, the number 1 and 2 ranked teams in Class 6A all season long. You expect it to be a game like this. We had a great game at Greenwood back in September. We had great games last year against the Bulldogs, and now here we are in another state championship game, possibly the last state championship game in Class 6A for Shiloh. Is everything's pointing towards us moving up to 7A. Everything's pointing towards Greenwood moving down to 5A. I mean, that just doesn't seem right that we're going up, they're going down. You got 2 great 6A teams here going at it. A little cat and mouse game going on with the timeouts as well.
4th down and 3 at the 6-yard line. Archer has Davis to his right. He's going to empty Davis out. They're going to keep whatever play they had. They liked it. Back to pass. Archer looks in trouble. Rolling. Archer running. Fires corner of the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown Greenwood. Archer just kind of put the Saints in a bind whether or not he was going to run or throw it, and then Bland was able to sneak open in the very corner of the end zone for the touchdown. And so Greenwood liked the play they got, and they are able to score. So 5:58 to go in the third quarter, and Greenwood has cut the lead to 42-34. Well, Eldridge blitz off the edge, Cliff, and Archer made him miss.
Yeah, and again, Kane Archer, just a great quarterback, and then finding his receiver, just about a 3-yard throw, not too hard at all. And he went to his reliable receiver, Cooper Bland. Cooper Bland, 5 catches, 118 yards receiving tonight, 3 touchdowns. He's really hurt Shiloh from the offensive side, and I think they're just kind of looking at the replay just to make sure.
Yeah, they're going to stop the play and look at it. Nothing I saw live made me think it wasn't a catch, but it was right on the edge of the out of bounds. So the official come over, and I feel like live again it looked like a touchdown for Greenwood. So maybe they saw something we didn't see, but obviously the importance of this play, you're okay if the officials stop this and get it right. 42-35 as Greenwood for the moment, or 42-34 with extra point pending. Greenwood for the moment has a touchdown. And so,
well, when I saw the play live and saw the first initial replay that they showed us here in the booth, I mean, it looked like a catch and a touchdown to me, but maybe it's close enough where the officials wanted to look at it in the replay just to make sure.
Now they confirmed the catch. That's what we thought. So 42-34 extra point coming, 5:58 to go in the third quarter. Greenwood has cut what was a 21-point lead for the Saints down to 7 if they make this extra point, but they've had the kickoff return for a touchdown. But most importantly, the Greenwood defense has had back-to-back stops, turnover on downs, and a 3-and-out. Saints will line up to try to block this extra point. Snap is good, hold is good, good pressure. Saints came through, but he got enough height on the kick to knock it through. And there's a flag down. Saints may have run into the kicker. They had a ton of guys come through with pressure right there. So I think you can tack that on, Cliff, if I'm not mistaken, to the end of the kick right there. So the Greenwood may kick it off a little bit at the 45 instead of the 40. They'll talk to the Greenwood coaches. Now, you always have the option of taking the penalty in half a distance, but he's talking to Coach Young of the Bulldogs, so the white hat will run all the way over and talk to the Greenwood coach.
It looks like
he's going offense, so he's going to take the half of the distance. So Coach Young says, I'm going to take the roll and see if I can steal a point right here. So the score will go back to 42-34, but Greenwood will try to go for 2 and make it a 7-point game. So a little bit of a risk by Coach Young of taking the point off the board, but if he's able to get 2, he feels like he kind of steals a point in this game. Saints got great pressure on the extra point right up the middle, but someone was called for running into the kicker. So the ball goes from the 3 to about the 1.5. Greenwood will now go for 2 to make it a 42-36 game if they can get it. They'll huddle up and call the play. Archer's going to have Davis to his left. Let's see if the Saints could make him regret it. Archer straight ahead. He gets it easily. 2-point conversion for Greenwood, 42-36. Well, there was nothing fancy about that. Archer just took the snap and went straight forward. Greenwood kind of steals a point, 42-36 with 5:58 to go in the third quarter. And so pressure hits the Shiloh offense right now as they've been stopped 2 times in a row, and their lead has been cut to 6.
Well, Shiloh's offense needs to just come back on the field, take the kickoff back, and march down the field and answer the score with their own score and just keep the pressure on Greenwood. I'll tell you, where teams come back in games is what we're seeing right now is defensive stops. It's not always offense. Defensive stops really change momentum in ball games. We saw it happen in the first half with Shiloh, making some defensive stops really helped Shiloh. Now we're seeing Greenwood coming out of the half, making some stops, and it is really spurring their offense on. I think they feel really good about their offense on the Greenwood sideline. Probably feel like Shiloh has used up all their bullets in their gun, that they're not going to be able to keep Kane Archer in check and Champ Davis in check and all the weapons that they have. So I think they're feeling pretty good on the Greenwood side, even though they're still down only 6 now. Saints got to score this drive.
Yeah, Saints got to score. After starting the game with 6 straight touchdowns, well, 5 straight touchdowns that had a defensive touchdown, the Saints have turned it over on downs and gone 3 and out to start the second half. So those two have been big, those 2 stops, because it's given them a chance to get back and cut this to a 6-point game. So Greenwood kind of on a, if you think a basketball analogy, Greenwood on a 15-0 run, so to speak, right here. This game, Saints got to answer back at 42-36, 5:58 left to go. The officials are spotting it, so about halfway through the quarter. So Greenwood has done a good job of pinning the Saints back deep all night long on kickoffs. I'll have to see if they can do it one more time. With Slider out, you're going to have Salter and Kemp, the 2 deep guys, back deep for Greenwood. Greenwood takes every kickoff, and they plant it on the left hash. You gotta watch out for an onside kick, too, something else you have to think about. Would Greenwood try something like that? Well, they're going to kick it deep here, and it's a good kick. Kemp's going to field it at the 5. To the 10, 15, gets outside the 20, and he's taken out of bounds at the 23-yard line. A Saint goes flying from one of the Greenwood defenders. So Saints are going to take over first down with 5:54 to go here in the third quarter. And they'll mark him out of bounds at the 22, so he may have stepped out a second to go. So in this game, there's a pivotal drive. Shiloh needs to respond as Greenwood scored the last 15. A stop and a score by the Bulldogs would give them the lead. So Shiloh needs to push this thing back out to 2 scores. Beach in motion across the formation. Handoff coming this way to the 25, the 26, and then pulled down there is Charlie Krells. He takes the first carry of the second half as Greenwood defender just kind of laying on him right there. Wouldn't get off to let Charlie get back up. So at the 27 is where they spot it. Gain of 5, second down and 5 for the Saints. There's a snap. Rolling left, Cole, he's going to run it. Cole gets to the 30, to the 32. He's tackled out of bounds. He goes sliding away. Out of bounds officially at the 31, so it's going to be a 3rd down and 1, I believe, for the Saints coming up. Well, let's see. One official moved the chain and one official stopped. So
no, it should be 3rd down and 1 by my 2 rushing counts here. We had a 5-yard rush and a 4-yard rush, so that should be 4th and 1.
3rd and 1.
Or 3rd and 1, excuse me.
Yeah. Okay, they're resetting the chains. Now it is 3rd and 1. Max Eldridge is going to come in the game as Sabatini will come out. They've got Bodenstein and Krell in the game, so Saints may give Greenwood a goes to their own medicine, just go a little bit of power right here. Eldridge here, Greenwood fans making some noise on 3rd and 1. They'd love to get it stopped and see if they can force. Cole steps up, changes something at the line of scrimmage. Play clock's at 12. Cole's going to hand it to Max. He's got the first down to the 35, breaks a tackle to the 40, breaks another tackle to the 42, and Eldridge takes it from the 32 to the 31 to the 42. He rips off 13, and it's a huge needed first down for the Saints with 5:19 to go, and just a good open field blocking right there by the Saint offensive line, and then Eldridge did the rest. Max is going to stay in the game. No Griffin Mason right here as Bodenstein and Krell are in. Max protection here. Cole back to pass. Rolls to his right. Looking. Has time. Still time. Now throws. Come back. Caught by Beach at the 48. Wow, the Greenwood coaching staff just throws their hands up in the air. I don't know if they thought there was a hold or what, but either way, Saints complete it down to the 48-yard line. And that, let's see, did they – yeah, okay. The official didn't tell the chain guys to move, so it held me up for a second. It is a first down at the Greenwood 48. Quick snap, Max coming right up the middle, 45. Max breaks a tackle. He's to the 40. He spins down to the 41 is where they'll mark it. Eldridge rips off 7, but a good run there on first down. 2nd and 3 for the Saints. 4:47 to go. Clock running here in the third quarter. Shiloh 42, Greenwood 36. Bulldogs have scored 15 straight after being down 21. Eldridge, one more carry. He's got a hole on the left side, cuts inside, and dives down to the 35-yard line as Max gets 6, and that will move the chains again. First down for the Saints. So the Saint offensive line doing a good job up front right now. See that defensive line of Greenwood, a lot of hand on hips right here. They're kind of tired a little bit. Saints have leaned on them on this drive, and so got to keep pushing forward. Eldridge is going to be to the right of Creighton. Saints with a power look right here. They're going to hand it to Max one more time. He's in the backfield trouble. He breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle, and Max just doing what Max does, being the toughest guy out here to the 31-yard line. We got a Saint offensive lineman who pushed his guy all the way down to the 14-yard line before he shoved him about 4 more yards. So, and the Greenwood defensive line, they're taking deep breaths. They got hand on hips. They look tired right now. Saint offensive line got to keep pushing. Saints got to have a touchdown right here. Up 42-36. But Greenwood with all the momentum. Cole back to pass, fires left side. It's caught at the 10 and down at the 8-yard line. It's Chandler Kemp, and the quarterback put on a show right there for the Saints. Cole Creighton threw a back shoulder pass that a college quarterback would love to be able to throw. As Creighton just fired that one perfectly to Kemp inside the 10. It looks like the ball is going to be spotted at the 8. First and goal for the Saints, desperately needing a touchdown. Max Eldridge in the backfield. Max takes the handoff, going left, cuts up the middle. 5, 3, 2, 1, touchdown, Shiloh. Max Eldridge puts it in the end zone, and a touchdown that the Saints needed big time. Shiloh pushes the lead back out to 10. Back to 12, 48-36. And tip your hat to the Saint offensive line. When they needed to bowl up, and they did it right there. They run over the Greenwood defensive line into the end zone. Aiden Eastwood with the extra point attempt. It's 48-36, the score. Eastwood out of the hole to Bodenstein. Good snap, good hold, good kick. It's good. It's 49-36 as the fight song plays for the Saints. With 3:36 left to go in the third quarter. Saint offense with their first point to the second half. They desperately needed them, Cliff, but a huge drive in this game.
Huge drive after giving up a score and not scoring on their initial drive out of the half. This was a drive Saints needed. It started at their own 22-yard line, but Billy only took them 2 minutes and 18 seconds to drive 78 yards, throwing the ball, running the ball, and just dominating. Our offensive line just dominating the defensive line of Greenwood. As you mentioned, hands on hips, heavy breathing, just looking tired, looking worn out. This Saint offensive line has their way, pushes the ball down the field, gets a much needed score.
Cliff, I'm going to make a prediction right here. We're not going to kick deep to Champ Davis. Now, Greenwood sees that. They swap Davis and run him over to the other side of the field. He fields it at the 30 to the 35, the 40, the 45. Davis still on his feet at the 46. Well, Greenwood saw the Saints were lined up to kick it right. Davis was lined up left. He swapped places as he went sprinting across the field and returns the kick out to the 46. So even when the Saints try to kick it away from Davis, they still can't. It's going to be a first down for Greenwood at the 46. Saint defense has played pretty well tonight, and they need to stop right here so badly. If they can swing momentum back, 49-36. Quarterback Archer looking, running, in trouble. Breaks away from Kimbrough, doesn't break away from Max Eldridge as Max rolls him down at the 49 in Saint territory, though, as he picks up 4, I believe it was, on that one. So second down, well, they maybe gave him 5. Pretty generous spot to the 48. Empty backfield for Archer. He's got 3 receivers to the top. Davis in the slot to the left. Kane looks right, fires out in the flat. It's intercepted! Intercepted at the 35-yard line. The Saint defense needed a play, and oh my goodness, Zach Rowe came up with it at the biggest time. Archer picked off with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, and Cliff, all night long, Zach Rowe has faked the blitz, and that time he faked it and went back in coverage and made a play.
Zach Rowe doing a great job of watching the eyes and just reading the pattern that the receiver's running and where Kane Archer is going. Mistake by the senior quarterback, Kane Archer, the 3rd turnover against Greenwood so far in this game. Shiloh had 1 pick 6 in the first half. They recovered a fumble and now a second interception at just a huge time with Shiloh scoring, being up 13. Now we got a shot to use some clock and put another score on the board.
Handoff, Max Eldridge to the 35. Breaks a tackle, Max to the 40. Breaks outside, 45-50. Max to the 47 of Greenwood, just running over guys. And the Greenwood defense just kind of taking it right there as Zero and White says, hey, I'm the toughest guy out here. Let's go, fellas. Down to the 48-yard line. And that was a run. Eldridge broke 1, 2. I'm counting them as we go. Replay, 3 tackles. Finally, the freshman linebacker for Greenwood, number 6, Briar Hackler. Man, he's going to be a player. He makes the stop at the 48. Charlie Krell in the backfield here for the Saints at the 48 of Greenwood. Handoff, Charlie pulling, got some room. 45-40, go Charlie, 35-30, to the 25, to the 20, 1 man to beat, 15, 10, he's inside the 5, he scores! Touchdown, Charlie Krell! Touchdown, Shiloh! Saints push it out to a 55-36 lead with 2:25 to go in the third quarter. 48-yard
run by Charlie Krell, the sophomore running back. We talked about him getting better week in and week out. Boy, he is saving his best effort tonight. He had a missed tackle there on Greenwood. Then about the 5-yard line, they just kind of go for the punch out. Charlie cradles that ball, carries that ball tightly, and he goes in for the 48-yard touchdown score.
Snap, kick, extra point. Boy, they all matter. Good. 56-36 Saints with 2:25 left to go in the third quarter. And Cliff, you talk about Shiloh football over the years. It's been a lot of, I'll just tell you, for folks listening, the Sylvan Hill staff last week, they're like, hey, are y'all going to throw the ball 90 times tonight? That's what people think of Shiloh football. Tonight in this last 2 drives, it has been man up, we're going to run the football, and you can't stop it. A big drive for the Saints, 56-36, 2:25 left to go in the third quarter. Now, a ton of time left to go in this game, and Greenwood's offense, as we've seen, is as explosive as they come. Let's see, they've got Champ Davis to the right. Saints are going to line up and kick it left. Braxton Canada, number 13, for Greenwood, screaming at Davis and saying, hey, come over here. And Davis is like, nope, 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 I'm going to stay here. See what the Saints want to do. They do kick it left. They kick it to Canada. He'll field it at the 20 to the 25, breaks outside, and he's down at the 25-yard line, ripped down by Brody Francis right there. Canada was like, hey, senior, come get the football, and he didn't do it. Very interesting right there. So I'm not sure if Champ Davis was just convinced that we were going to kick it straight down the field to him, but we didn't. Canada taken down at the 27, I think is where they're going to spot it. First and 10 Bulldogs, rather, at the 27. Saint defense with a pick on the last drive. Let's see if they can get another stop. Back to pass. Archer looking all day to throw. Pocket breaking down on him. He's back at his 15. He's running. There's a flag, and he's sacked at the 21-yard line as he takes a shot from the Saint defense. 42 in White drilled him. There's a flag down as well. That's got to be a hold against Greenwood, as Archer was back there forever trying to throw the football.
Yeah, great job by the defensive secondary of Shiloh staying on the receivers. And it is a hold on Greenwood. Shiloh will back them up 10 yards. And you got to give the Shiloh secondary credit. They stuck with the receivers, did not have any open guys for Kane to throw to.
Archer at his own 17, back to pass, got time, steps up in the pocket, flush from the pocket, being chased, he's sacked at the 16-yard line. Brody Francis got him.
Corbin Miller also.
Corbin
Miller also coming in, number 42. Brody Francis, number 1, coming in, making the upper body tackle and then a lower wrap up the legs tackle there by Corbin Miller. Saint defense, man, the intensity has ticked up the past couple minutes here.
A minute 30 left. They'll motion Davis out of the backfield to the right. Dunbar's to the right of Archer. Archer looks, screen to Dunbar. Dunbar up the field, cuts inside. He's going to be taken down by Matt Kimbrough from behind after a gain of 9. Dunbar kept trying to slide up 2 or 3 yards after the play. The official's like, no, you got to come back here to this 24. That's where they spot it there. Greenwood needs to get out to the 37. It's 3rd down and 13 with a minute and 1 second left to go in the third quarter. Archer coming up. He's going to have Dunbar and Davis in the backfield. That's what they've done for a lot of this game in the second half. There goes Davis in motion to the left again. Archer takes the snap, gets pressure, back to pass, got time. Kimbrough finding, Kimbrough sacks him. Oh, he got loose. How did he get loose? The 15. Archer's going to run. He breaks a tackle to the 20, to the 30, and to the 32-yard line. He's taken down by Tate Barnard, short of the first down. I don't know how in the world Archer got away from being sacked. He had Kimbrough on his back and somehow stayed up and shook him. That was an incredible play.
You just have to wrap up. You cannot assume guys are going to go down.
4th and 4, though, for the Bulldogs at their own 33. They're going forward. Archer back to pass. Quick hitter's got a man wide open at the 40, the 45. Now he hurdles at the 47-yard line, and that was a flag on us earlier. That's got to be a flag on Greenwood, and it is at the 47. Coach Young is going berserk on the sideline for Greenwood. But, I mean, Cliff, what's fair is fair. We got called for it on a kickoff, and their guy did it too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Coach Young petitions for this flag to be
Cliff, that was 4th down too. Coach Young, he is just going berserk on the officials on the far sideline. But it's during the play. Personal foul, hurdling. I'm not sure if you can hear the official. Greenwood fans are booing, but, I mean, the Saints got called for the exact same thing on a kickoff.
And there's a couple thousand Shiloh fans on the east side that are just clapping their hands. Boy, they say, hey, we had it. You got it too.
So now this resets the chains. Greenwood goes back to the 33. It's 4th down and about 4, almost 5. So this really puts the onus on this play, and the clock's going to end the third quarter as the two teams will swap into the field. As the stadium guy apparently wanted to hear the Razorback band as he blares it over the speaker. Saint fans across the way on their feet. Well, we got to play a full 48 minutes of this football game, but the first 36, the Saints have shown every ounce of heart they got. They lead the back-to-back state champion Greenwood Bulldogs 56-36 at the end of the third quarter. Greenwood in a desperate 4th down and 4 as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. But Cliff, back-to-back drives at the Saint offense. After being stopped twice, they've responded. The defense has been making plays. The offense says, hey, we got you too.
Yeah, they're everybody's stepping up. I mean, you can't really just point your finger at one specific group on the field. Everybody, it's taking everybody, and that's really, again, what a state championship game should be. It takes everybody to contribute to win the biggest game of the season. And I think Greenwood now being down 20, 12 minutes left in this game, I think they're starting to feel a little pressure here, Billy. I think Shiloh has several years of frustration that they're taking out right now. It has been frustrating the past few years coming here to Little Rock.
Let's be honest, Cliff, the last 3 years, it's been a non-competitive game. The Saints have really gotten blown out in all 3 games. Now, let's not also joke around. Those Parkview teams will go down as some of the best teams in Arkansas football history. They were just unbelievable at every position. I think they had 8 Division I guys on defense.
Well, and in those games, Billy, Shiloh didn't play their best game. Now, you got to give the defense, you got to give Parkview, and even going back to Joe T. Robinson, you got to give those teams credit for manipulating the game and taking control early. Shiloh in this game, I think over the past 2 years, Shiloh has felt like we can beat Greenwood. We're not intimidated by them. We just haven't done it yet. They're putting it all together tonight so far through 3 quarters.
Well, you got to finish it, though. You're only 75% of the way there. 4th and 4. This could be a huge play. Greenwood has to have it. Davis out of the backfield. Blitz coming. Archer looks right. Fires deflected. Incomplete. Miller deflected the pass. It falls to the ground. Turnover on downs. Saints are going to take over at the Greenwood 33. Hernandez got it and is running to the sideline. Saints up 20 and a chance to push it out to more. So, I mean, you know what, Cliff, I love about this? You see our defense is coming off the field. The offensive line, they're all just putting their hands down. Hey, calm down. We got a job to do right here. 56-36, ball at the Greenwood 33. Desperation time for the Bulldog defense. They got to get a stop. Interesting, Cliff, they ran Champ Davis off the field, who's been out there at safety a lot. So you wonder if there's somebody to take advantage of right here who maybe doesn't play a lot. Big drive right here for the Saints. Got to keep adding on with this Greenwood explosive offense. Run play coming this way to the 30 and then taken down right there after a gain of 3 is Griffin Mason. He gets 3 right there. Saint offense, which really was able to run the ball effectively early, will have to do it there. We got a Greenwood player down at the 32-yard line. One of the Saint players is trying to help him. Couple offensive linemen for the Saints looked like they got a little bit shaken up right there, so they were kind of on top of each other. They'll reset the play clock. Shiloh may not go tempo right here as their offensive linemen are trying to get reset.
Well, it looks like number 58, Bowen Gillison, comes up limping a little bit. He was at the bottom of the pile. All kinds of things happen when there's a bunch of weight just right in the middle of the line there, but he gets back to the line of scrimmage, ready to go here.
Saints are going to go 2 H-backs. Mounts is in the game to the right. Griffin going right. Griffin to the 25, the 20. It's a first down, but there's a flag down, and I think this one's on the Saints. I don't believe Mounts, as he shifted, got set right there. I think Creighton snapped it just a hair too quick. Yeah, and that's what the call is, illegal shift. Well, they shifted Bodenstein and Mounts to the right. They had numbers. Creighton was trying to take advantage of the tempo, but just went a hair too quick as Mounts didn't have time to get set. So at the 35, after the penalty, Saints with 2nd and 12. Well, you hate that because you had the first down, and now you're in 2nd and long. Saints will probably use a little bit of time if they can. Play clock's at 13 as the game clock hits 11 minutes. 56-36, Saints lead the Greenwood Bulldogs. They'll run the exact same play. This time Saints get set. Play action, Cole back, looking. He's going to throw to the end zone, looking for Kemp. Knocked away at the last second. There's a flag. They're going to get Blaze, the defensive back for Greenwood, with a little PI as he grabbed Kemp by the shirt to prevent him from catching it. Greenwood players frustrated in the back, but they are not frustrated at the official. You could tell they thought it was a good call. That's going to be 15 yards and a first down, though. Hopefully you can hear the official. The crowd mic's not super, super loud here at War Memorial Stadium. 15 yards, though, and a first down. Now, remember, penalties in high school football for pass interference are not automatic first downs, but the Saints needed 13. So a huge swing, though, Cliff. Instead of 3rd and 12 or 13, you get a first down. At the 20-yard line, the cheerleaders for Greenwood have moved up in the stands. They're trying to get their fans back in it. They're all sitting down with their hands on their hips right now. They're in shock at the 20-yard line. Saints are going to shift Griffin Mason to the left. He's going to hand it off, pulling guard. Griff runs into his own man to 15. Griff to the 10 and lowers his shoulder to the 9. Griff just running hard inside that Greenwood defense. And number 6 for Greenwood, the freshman linebacker, man, he can make some plays. But right there, Hackler kind of got run over a little bit by the senior. Ball at the 9, 1st and goal, Saints, 10:33 left.
And that's what you like to see out of your senior running back. He's been dinged up all season long, but he is saving his best effort for the final game of his high school career. Griffin Mason, 20 carries, 152 yards, 3 touchdowns. Those are MVP top numbers, Billy.
At the 9-yard line, it's going to be a first down and goal for the Saints. They run the play clock down to 4-3. Cole takes the snap. Griffin straight up the middle. 10, 5, 3, 2, and he's down at the 1-yard line. Boy, Griff he tried to dive in the end zone, but the Greenwood defender had him by the legs, and there was a Saint guy who had pancaked a defender for Greenwood at the 1, so he couldn't quite get in. So ball's going to be at the 1, 2nd and goal. Play clock's at 30, game clock's at 9:46. Saints obviously want to score, but the more time you can run off, the bigger you make this hill for Greenwood.
Timeouts remaining. You got Greenwood only has 1, Billy, so you've got 9:30 left in the game. Greenwood really needs to save that last timeout. But boy, if Shiloh scores here, Billy, this makes it very, very difficult on the Bulldogs.
There's a snap, handoff. Griffin in the backfield, in trouble. Breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2 tackles. He dives, he scores! Touchdown, Shiloh! Griffin Mason just said, "You're not tackling me." He gets to the corner, breaking Bulldog tackles. Touchdown, Shiloh. Point number 62 is on the board.
And what an effort again by the senior running back. He is hit at the 6-yard line, at the 5-yard line, the 4-yard line. He's hit at the goal line. Nothing was going to stop Griffin Mason from getting over the goal line and giving his team another score as they put 62 up on the board. And, man, with 9:15 remaining, this is a little – looking at the score, I'm just now realizing this is a little reversal from last year, Billy.
I almost – you took the words out of my mouth, Cliff. It's literally the reverse of last year. Extra point by Eastwood. Good. So that's a point. Hey, every point matters. 9:15 left. St. defense, which is keep making plays in this game. They just need to keep getting stops, and we can let this clock keep running. But, Cliff, we talked about in this game, stops are so big. The last 2 drives for Greenwood, an interception and a turnover on downs. The St. defense has got it. The offense has responded. 3 straight TD drives for the Saints have pushed the lead out to 63-36 with 9:15 left.
And that scoring drive, Billy, started at the Greenwood 33. So Shiloh had a short field, but for those 33 yards, Shiloh using and working the clock, using up 2 minutes and 42 seconds, just trying to milk the clock, shorten this game, put this game away. And I don't want to say it's ever over against Greenwood, but, boy, we are getting closer. We are getting closer, folks, to the ultimate goal that these kids on this Shiloh Saint football team started the day after last year's state championship game, and that is to get back to Little Rock, and whoever they play, let's win it this year. Let's win it in 2025. They're well on their way. Still have 9:15 remaining, but, boy, the intensity and the momentum is definitely on Shiloh's side of the field.
Saints 63, Greenwood 36, 9:15 left to go. You know, the funny thing, Cliff, in the hallway at halftime, I told Jason Stewart, who does so much at the school, I said, hey, we might need 80 to win this thing. Well, I don't know that it's going to take 80, but the Saints might get there the way they've moved the ball here in the third quarter. So now you got to feel like from a Saint offensive perspective, they probably will turn down the tempo just a hair the next time they get the ball back. Also, Cliff, you and I talked about this at halftime. Be alert for an onside kick. Well, Greenwood's probably at that point. They're going to have to do that right now from here on out. 9:15 left, 63-36. But remember, Greenwood returned a kickoff for a touchdown when the Saints had put it up to 21. So you cannot give up anything on the kickoff return right here. Davis is standing at the 23. He's going to receive it at the 22 to straight up the field to the 30, trying to get outside, cuts inside, and he's down at the 37. Great coverage by the Saints right there. As Miller makes the stop in special teams, he helps Davis up. But Davis, who has just had to do everything for Greenwood tonight, just wonder how much juice is left in his tank right here. And so, Cliff, this is a huge drive. You've gotten 2 straight stops. You get one more, and Greenwood may be done.
Yeah, I mean, Greenwood's going to go tempo for sure, and you're not going to see them running the ball much. They're going to be airing it out. So secondary for Shiloh's got to be ready. Keep guys in front of you.
Archer bubble screen to Davis. He's hit by Rowe at the 35, and he's taken down by Eldridge at the 36. Rowe blew the play up on the bubble screen, so he's going to get 3, second down and 7.
Absolutely. We will give Davis 3 yards on a reception all night long. They can have 3 yards all the way down the field. They're going to need chunk plays, explosive plays. So Shiloh's got to be ready for that and not let any receivers get past them. Keep the intensity and the pressure up.
Dunbar comes off, and for the first time tonight, we see Raggio, the running back who hurt us so much earlier in the game. Archer back to pass. He fires down the left sidelines. It's caught at the St. 41. Outstanding catch right there by Hosley. That's his first catch tonight. Well, Archer fired that one there at the sidelines on a dart line and just caught it by Hosley. He makes his first catch. First down Greenwood at the St. 41. Handoff Davis. He's going to slip down at the 36-yard line. They tried the quick trap play, and Greenwood's got an offensive lineman who is going to get up. He was hurt holding his knee. Brody Francis at the stop at the 36-yard line. 8:11 to go. Handed off one more time. Raggio 30 to the 28 and taken off his feet by Silas Nance at the 27. That's going to stop the clock for Greenwood with 8:05 to go. Well, Raggio, who hadn't played at all until this drive, got some fresh legs in there for Greenwood. Let's see how quickly the Bulldogs can push things. Davis in the slot to the right. Snap, Raggio, nope, Archer's going to keep it. He's going to try to get outside, gets a great block. He slips a tackle at the 15, slides inside the 10, got one man to beat at the 5. He falls in the end zone for a touchdown. Well, he ran a long, long way with Barner chasing him, and he finally got in the end zone. So 7:45 left to go. Cliff, I don't know what the time was on that drive, but a quick one by Greenwood.
It really was, and we had held Kane Archer in check. He had 22 rushes tonight for 94 yards before this carry. But, boy, he's just slippery, and he reads the field so well. Shiloh over pursuing a little bit on the defensive side, head down, kind of going for swipe tackles. You can't do that against Kane Archer. And he is able to escape into the end zone, and they score quickly. 23 carries for Kane Archer, 121 yards, 2 scores. So Kane Archer, again, this is why he's All-State. He's been a 2-time MVP in the state championship game. This is why he's got multiple Power 4 offers. This is why he signed at Utah this week. As
Snap,
the kick is
blocked. The Saints blocked the extra point. Well, that point Greenwood kind of quote-unquote stole earlier by getting the 2-point conversion. The Saints defense comes through. And you love the fact that the Shiloh, just a special teams, kind of a play you could just say, well, they got a touchdown, okay. Saints block the extra point to make it 63-42. That kind of gets us back even to a 21-point lead with 7:45 left. But Greenwood, you have to figure, is going to onside kick it right here. And remember last week, Sylvan Hills onside kicked and got one against us. So the front guys up front are going to have to do their job, because you could find yourself with 6 minutes left, a half of the fourth quarter in a 2-score game, if they could get an onside kick and score quickly. So Greenwood, that's what they want to do. Saints want to just cover this kick and ideally, Cliff, get about 3 first downs on the ground right here. Just kill clock as much as you can. Greenwood only has 1 timeout. They burned 2 timeouts at the 6:42 and 6:04 mark of the third quarter. Onside kick coming. Saints are ready for it. The guy's offsides when he kicked it. There's a kick. It's covered by the Saints at the 49. Landon Sabatini falls on it at the 49-yard line. Cliff, that was interesting. He ran 2 yards in front of the line of scrimmage and came back and kicked it.
Yeah, I don't know what the kicking rules are, Billy, but I know that if one of the gunners on the outside on the kicking unit go past the line of scrimmage, it's offsides, and the kicker did that. But Shiloh recovers it. So they've got great field position with 7:44 to start this drive, 7:44 remaining in the game at the Greenwood 49-yard line.
Well, the Saint offensive line, which has done a good job tonight, they got to get first downs right here. Move the clock, and Greenwood sensing it. They have got 8-9 guys in the box right here. So it's going to be power on power football. Handoff, Griffin Mason. Griffin breaks through, though, and he gets down to the 44-yard line. Gain of 5 on first down. Good job by the Saints up front, getting movement and getting 5 yards for Griffin Mason. Now, Saints won't go tempo. They're going to kill as much clock as they can as it hits 7:30 left. Greenwood with 1 timeout. Cliff, I was going to mention after this play, Landon Sabatini hasn't caught a pass tonight, hasn't had a rush tonight, but he had to come in when Slider got injured, and he had to line up correctly, did the things that receiver recovers an onside kick. He has 1 stat line in the whole book, but he's an important part of this game tonight.
Absolutely. Like I said just a few moments ago, it takes everybody to win a state championship, and Saints are doing it so far.
At the 44, Griffin coming right. Griffin pokes his way to the 40. He does not have the first down, but he gets 4. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 1 with 6:50 to go, clock running. Saints will have 34 on the play clock, so Shiloh, when they snap this, the clock will be about under 6:20 to go, and you'll get under the halfway mark of the fourth quarter. Whether it's 4th and 1 or 1st and 10, you certainly hope it's 1st and 10. Kind of wonder right here if the Saints just kind of go a little bit of what Greenwood did with Archer earlier, just go power and see if Cole Creighton can get it. Ball at the 40, 3rd and 1. Greenwood's got everybody at the line of scrimmage. They know what's coming. 2 snap counts, hand it off, coming this way. Can he get to the edge? Griffin stay in bounds. He does to the 38. And he's, I think, knocked out of bounds. He does have the first down, though.
I was going to say, he may go out of bounds and the clock may stop, but he got the first down. That was the most important thing. You don't want to stop short of it and stay in bounds and stay short of the line to gain to move the chains. Griffin goes out, tackled out of bounds. Clock stops. They'll start it back, and chains move.
So 6:11 to go. The clock is stopped as Mason was knocked out of bounds. So that's a benefit for Greenwood in that aspect, but a benefit for the Saints. He got the 1st and 10. Handoff Eldridge to the 40, to the 35. Max picks his way to the 32. Greenwood trying to, Max just keeps running down to the 29. Well, Greenwood stood him up right there, and then number 40, Rodney Worth, the junior linebacker, was trying to stand up Eldridge and strip him, and then one of the Saint offensive linemen just came and shoved the pile forward all the way down to the 30. So it's going to be a gain of 8 for Max on 1st down and 2nd and 2 just inside the Greenwood 30. It's not even a full 2 the Saints need, as they need to get to the 28. Clock's at 5:38 and running. Play clock's at 18. Saints will march off every inch of this that they possibly can. Trying to close it out. Shiloh 63, Greenwood 42, 5:28 to go in the 6A state championship game. Saints trying to get back on the right side of victory here in Little Rock. Handoff Max going right, has the 1st down to the 25. Max to the 20, high steps his way to the 15, and he'll be tackled there. But there's a good run, but there is a flag at the 33 of the Saints right in front of the Saint bench. So we'll see if it's a hold or what. It was 2nd and 2 prior to the flag. Saints get called for an illegal formation, so somebody wasn't on the line of scrimmage. So that wipes off the play. Now, Shiloh's kind of done a little bit. They have some extra guys up front, so they're really trying to run it with a little bit more of a power look. So back at the 34, 5:15 left to go. Play clock will go at 25, and we'll roll there. So there we go. Saints were running up to the line of scrimmage. You could see the coaching staff say, no, 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 no. Let the play clock roll. As they'll hit under the 5-minute mark to go in the game. Play clock's at 8, so Shiloh will get back up. Bodenstein and an extra offensive lineman will shift to the left. Eldridge in the backfield. Play clock's at 1. Handoff. Max going right. Cuts back up the middle to the 33, and he's taken down after a gain of about 2. Eldridge, if he'd bounced it outside, he might have been able to get the 1st down, but obviously just trying to be smart, get what you can get. And ball protection, absolutely the most important thing here with 4:33 left to go. Shiloh up 21, 63-42.
Again, Greenwood just one timeout left. They don't want to use it here. Clock at 4:20. But, man, those 2 timeouts, like you said, early in the 3rd quarter, I don't know if it's really going to help or hurt Greenwood with the score being the way it is right now.
Fires slant. Call Kemp, 20, 15, 10, 5. He's high step into the end zone. Touchdown Saints. Shiloh 32 yards, or 23 yards rather. Oh, whatever, 28. We'll get it right. Cliff's throwing fingers at me. 28. He hit the 5 and the 3. Tricked me out. Either way, 6 for the Saints as Kemp. And, hey, you got to love Cliff. The offense stayed aggressive right there and gets the touchdown to Kemp, 28 yards. Shiloh is lining up for the extra point. As they saw Kemp, they had everybody up. And Cliff, isn't it ironic? The guy that we burned right there, Champ Davis.
Wow.
Of all guys to catch kind of almost napping, the Saints do that. Snap, hold, kick, Eastwood, good. Saints put the 70th, count them, 7-0 points on the board. Shiloh 70, Greenwood 42, 4:01 left to go in the football game. And the Saints are trying to get that elusive championship that's just been out of their hands the last few years.
Yes, we are. Boy, Cole Creighton, what a game he has had throwing the ball. 19 of 25 for 291 yards, 3 touchdowns. If Shiloh goes on and holds on and wins this game, several guys can be voted MVP. We'll have to wait and see, but those are MVP numbers. And then you've got Chandler Kemp leading the way receiving 8 catches, 150 yards for the senior receiver, 3 touchdowns. And, boy, he has really stepped up. He stepped up all season long, but when your other senior on the other side of the field goes down to an injury, as the pooch kick is going to be fielded, not fielded at the 32, Shiloh could come up with it.
Greenwood got it.
Greenwood came up. It bounced right to the return man. But the up man, it went right over his head, and he started blocking, not realizing the ball wasn't caught behind him. And Champ Davis recovers, I think, and he comes up a little gimpy. But as I was saying, Chandler Kemp stepping up tonight when he needs to because Zane Slider went down. Zane Slider only one catch for 33 tonight. You know he wants to be in there.
At the 32-yard line, Greenwood will take over with a first down. At their own 32, they're going to play action in trouble, and Trouble Archer gets away at the 22, being chased by several white jerseys. He's going to run. He's going to get out of bounds at the 36. Eldridge will run him out of bounds. Gain of 4. That stops the clock with 3:49 left to go in the football game. So Greenwood Archer stops the clock to avoid the sack. But Shiloh 70, Greenwood 42. 3:49 left to go in the football game. Saints defense, boy, you get one more stop and this is over. 70-42. But with this explosive Greenwood team, you just always have to be careful. Archer back to pass, in trouble, going to run. He gets away to the 35, to the 40, to the 45, and he's going to be down at the 46-yard line. Archer scrambles for the first down, and that will move the chains and stop the clock for Greenwood. 3:41 left. Archer with his hands on his knees looking to the sideline for a play. Cliff, I don't see Champ Davis in the game, if I'm not mistaken.
He fielded the kickoff and limped off the field, Billy.
At the 46. Archer with a couple of hard counts. That's great. Run clock, guys. 3:28 left. Archer with another hard count. Rolls right. Looking, fires. Second level. What a catch at the 33. At the 30 down and taken down there. As Canada, the sophomore wide receiver, goes up and high points that one. He did, man, that was just a heck of a catch right there. Archer really threw that one high, and Canada saved the day. So Canada listed at 5'11", but he looked like a 6'4" power forward right there with a great catch. 3:16 left to go. Greenwood with a first down at the Saint 30-yard line. Davis back in the game, rolls left. Archer in trouble. He's sacked at the 38. He sacked at the 38. Miller got back there to him and slung him hard to the ground as the Saint defense gets a huge sack, as that will run clock, but also put Greenwood in a second down and 16 at the 37. Bulldogs trying to line up as they send their other running back off, and they'll send Raggio back in the game. At the 37, clock running, 2:40 left. Greenwood hasn't snapped it. They finally do. Archer in trouble. Man, his lineman got away with a hold right there. To the 40, Archer's going to throw it to the end zone. He's got a man wide open. Touchdown, Greenwood. Well, they got behind the Saint defense right there, and Archer scrambled. Coach Barnard is absolutely furious at the head official on the near sideline. I think Greenwood might have got away with a hold or something. But either way, touchdown Bulldogs, 70-48 with 2:30 left to go. So Greenwood keeps it a little bit alive. Let's see, they're going to, I would assume they would do the extra point here, but they may just want points any way they can get them. They're going to, trying to see if Archer's going to run on or off right here. Greenwood's a little confused as to what they're trying to do. Archer's looking to the sideline screaming, are you going to run a play or not? But man, tough right there, Cliff. They just got behind us.
Yeah, you just can't do that on the defense. You've got to keep guys in front of you. You can't – maybe the defense was coming up because they thought Archer was running.
Yeah.
But you've got to know somebody's got to guard the guy behind you.
Going for two, Greenwood. Archer rolls right, fires, got a man caught. It's Davis in the corner of the end zone, so the two-point conversion's good. Greenwood gets their second two of the night. 2:30 left. It's 70-50 as Greenwood tacks on 8 points there. So another onside kick will be coming up for the Bulldogs with 2:30 left to go. Now, again, this is the point where Greenwood having one timeout is crucial, and the fact of if the Saints can just recover this onside kick, you could basically take a knee and run this thing down to about a minute left before you would have to do anything else in the football game if you just took a knee.
Yeah, you've got to recover this onside kick, and Shiloh did a great job of recovering last time that Greenwood scored and did the kick. It wasn't a real effective kick. We've got to watch kind of the offsides here. Again, the kicker last time went past the 40, which is where the ball spotted.
Cliff, I'm tapping you on the shoulder because they just put Kane Archer in on the onside kick team. Well, he runs off the field after they were in formation. That's a little interesting in itself. Onside kick coming for the Bulldogs. They're going to kick it to the right. They're going to kick it left, and he hits his player in the foot. Saints pick it up at the 45. Just go down, yeah. Saints pick it up at the 45. Brody Francis picked it up. Kind of almost wish Brody just let that one roll. because it was a dead ball. So at the 45, it hit. They aimed right and then turned and kicked it with the 4 players to the left and hit one of the guys who was running down to recover the football. 2:29 left to go. Greenwood with 1 timeout. Shiloh 70, Greenwood 50. Ball at the Greenwood 45-yard line as the Saints are about 2 first downs away from finishing this football game. Greenwood right here, I'm not sure they're going to do anything but try to rip the football out. I'm not even sure how aggressive they'll try to tackle, to be honest. They're just looking for stripping the football and underway. 2 receivers to the Saints to the left. They're going to run it that way. Coming to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, and a good run for the Saints. Well, they say Needio's down at the 36 is Charlie Krell, but Charlie picks up 9, so it's 2nd down and 1. Saints, again, will let the clock run. It'll go under 2 minutes.
Again, Charlie had a great game so far, rushing the ball for the Saints. Just a sophomore running back, 8 carries, 95 yards. And he's had some huge runs. And what I really like about Charlie is he doesn't fumble the ball. He holds that ball, secures it, and runs hard with it.
Well, we need Charlie to do that one more time. 1:47 left to go. There's the handoff. It's Griffin Mason this time. Griffin's got the first down to the 30, to the 25. And he's going to be knocked down at the 23, but they call a flag on the Saints at the 37. It's going to be a hold.
There was definitely a hold on the side. It wasn't just a hold. It was a tackle around the neck by the Saints.
Well, that'll wipe off the first down as the holding penalty will back the Saints up. However, with 1:39 left, Greenwood has to accept the penalty because it was a first down. So the Saints will get to just run a little bit more clock. At the 46 is where they'll spot it. It'll be a 2nd and 11 for Shiloh from the right hash with 1:39 left to go in the game. So the offensive penalty will actually stop the clock with exactly 1:39. Greenwood's got 1 timeout in their pocket. You got to feel like they'll probably use it after this play. Mounts and Bodenstein will shift to the right. Griffin Mason's in the backfield. He's going to hand off going right. Griffin's in trouble in the backfield. He gets to the 47. He'll lose a yard actually on that one. So back to the 47. Griffin loses 1, although just staying on your feet and not turning the ball over is what matters most. Greenwood not using their timeout. I mean, granted, they're down 20 with 1:18 left to go, but.
Yeah, really, Billy, 1 timeout doesn't help you a whole lot here. I mean, you'll probably use it at some point, but, yeah, clock's just ticking away as we're approaching 1 minute. Griffin Mason, your senior running back, committed to Harding, finishing up his high school career in a grand style tonight. 27 carries, 182 yards for the senior.
There's a snap, handoff, Max Eldridge. He's going to bounce left, Max to the 45. Max plows his way to the 42, 47 seconds left. Saints will have to run another play as we're outside of 40. So Cliff, I'd actually told somebody this week, I said, if Griffin can get 160 yards, I'd really like our odds in this football game to go through. So 27 on the play clock, 31 on the game clock. Saints are going to have to run a play as it's 4th down and 8. But as we get to go, Shiloh's going to run this down. There's about 6 seconds different between the play clock and the game clock. We could snap this to Cole, and he could turn around and run backwards and kill 4 seconds. And
I would run to the south, and I would count in my head 6 seconds. Cole's very speedy runner. He can outrun him by chasing him.
Saints
and then
may
just let it end the game.
Saints may take a timeout. Yeah, they will. They'll let the play clock go down to 3. It'll be 4th down officially for the Saints, and I'm sure right here we'll just kind of let Shiloh snap the football and run it off. So, Cliff, 3 seconds away. We look at this. We were in 4A. We were in 5A. We were in 6A. We're going to 7A. But my goodness, Cliff, this victory in 6A is going to be a sweet one that the folks in Shiloh will remember for a long time.
Yeah, like I said, it's been a tough few years. We've had some great seasons. You get to the final game, and things just did not work out. You know how hard these boys work in practice. The coaches, all the time and the effort that they spend to win championships. But at the end of the season, Billy, there's only one winner in all classifications. There's only one winner. Hasn't gone Shiloh's way the past several years, but 2025 6A it is. What an exciting time.
So at the 42, it'll be 4th down, 3 seconds left to go for the Saints. Creighton will take the snap. He'll just run backwards. 3, 2, 1. Cole just throws it as far as he can. It's out of bounds. It's over! The Saints, for the ninth time, are state champions. Make more room in the trophy case. The Saints are coming home with a gold ball.
The first state championship, Billy, since 2020. They snapped Greenwood's 38-game win streak. They stopped Greenwood from winning for the third time in their history three straight state championships. That's a tongue twister. But, man, what an effort by these Saints tonight, Billy. Both sides of the ball. Offense, we know what they can do. They put up 70 points on Greenwood.
Unbelievable.
Defense, sure, they gave up 50. But, boy, they made some stops and some huge plays just at the right times. And then, 3 turnovers, a fumble, 2 interceptions. One's a pick 6. Man, you just can't say enough about these Shiloh Christian football players and the effort they gave. They beat a very, very good Greenwood team. You could feel this boiling going back to last season. They beat us in conference play. They beat us in the state championship game. They beat us this year in conference. But you just felt like our kids, our coaches, our parents, anybody associated with Shiloh Christian football program, you just felt like they know that they can beat Greenwood. They weren't intimidated. They weren't scared getting off the bus today, and they earned it tonight. So excited, so happy for these boys.
Well, this is just a culmination of toughness, Cliff. That's the only thing I could think about. A culmination of toughness. The Saints needed to be tougher and bigger and stronger as they went up classifications, and tonight they were the tougher team. And Coach Young for Greenwood had made a comment earlier. He said Greenwood kids don't get to do many things on the football field as first. We've never had a team go 3 straight years back to back to back undefeated and win 3 straight titles. Well, they still haven't. The Saints are able to do it tonight by a final score of 70-50, as Shiloh will win their 9th state championship. The first one, as Cliff mentioned, since 2020. And it might be the first and last in 6A, but nonetheless, the Saints will do it, as Shiloh is gathered at the 45-yard line right now, and they will be presented the state championship trophy. Greenwood players have taken a knee around the 30-yard line on their end, as Kane Archer, the amazing quarterback for Greenwood, his career will come to an end. And, Cliff, you think about it, the Saint defense, they gave up 50 points tonight, but you know what? They made plays when they had to make them.
They sure did. They may have given up 50, but they scored 70.
Yeah.
So, if you're Greenwood, you're like,
hey, part of that 70 is a defensive pick 6.
Well, that's true. That's true. But, everything clicking tonight. There were a few bumps in the road, but, man, everything clicking for Shiloh as they just ran the ball with great effectiveness tonight. Shiloh almost 400 yards rushing, Billy, 397. Shiloh almost 300 yards passing, 291. You add that up, total yards for these Saints, 688 total yards. Greenwood, on the other hand, 471 in their own right. So very good offensive outputs by both of these teams tonight. Penalties, both teams had 6 penalties, so you can't blame anything on the penalties. So both teams a very well officiated game by the officiating crew. Give them props down there. Shiloh, 7 of 11 on third down. Third downs are always key. Greenwood, 6 of 9. Very good there. 79 total plays for Shiloh, only 58 for Greenwood. So Shiloh holding Greenwood under 60 total plays. And again, Cole Creighton, the junior quarterback for Shiloh, 19 of 26, 291, 3 touchdowns. Leading rusher for Shiloh, Griffin Mason, senior running back, 27 carries, 182 yards, 4 touchdowns. Leading receiver, Chandler Kemp, senior receiver, 8 catches, 150 yards, 3 touchdowns.
On the field now, they are giving out the Brandon Burlsworth Trophy, sportsmanship trophy in honor of Brandon Burlsworth, obviously the longtime Harrison Goblin who played for the Razorbacks. And as Brandon was given that, we've had Cooper Dar win this trophy in the past for the Saints as a representative. Each team will have one. I know Cooper listens to our broadcast as he does games for Arkadelphia right now, but Cooper's won it. to go through. So they'll give that. What we'll do for you here on the broadcast, obviously we unfortunately can't go live on the field as hard and bad as we want to, but what we will do is we'll talk you kind of through what happens with the ceremonies on the field, and then if you'll watch our social media channels this week, and maybe even as early as tomorrow, we're going to try to do some stuff down on the field. We had spoken with Coach Tucker Barnard earlier and mentioned with him that, hey, we didn't say if, Cliff, we said when we win the state championship. We want to do some things with you on the field afterwards. But on the field, so the Brandon Burlsworth Trophy winner, both teams, as we mentioned, will get one. For the Greenwood Bulldogs, it's number 68, which is going to be one of their offensive linemen, Cody Taylor. Taylor is signed to play football at Charlotte. As he was an offensive lineman, he'll win the Burlsworth Trophy, which kind of fitting that offensive winner. Now for Shiloh. And Matt Kimbrough will win it for the Saints on the defensive side. So Mac, he spent his night chasing 8 in blue and had a great game. So Mac will be the defensive player, and he'll get Coach Tommy Tice, the head coach at Farmington, will give Mac his trophy, and they'll give the player of the game trophy to Mac, and then also a copy of the video, the movie Greater, which obviously stars the Brandon Burlsworth story. So Mac gets congratulations from Coach Thomas. Now they'll give Greenwood the runner-up state trophy, and this has been something, Cliff, unfortunately the last few years is where we've been, having to watch the other team get the state trophy, and we got the runner-up, but Greenwood will be the state runner-up. Kane Archer walks out there to get the trophy, and I know for that guy, that's not the trophy he thought he was going to take home tonight. It's tough. He hands it to some of his other players as Archer will finish his career with 1 loss in his entire career, which is just incredible, the amount of player he is, and, you know, to that. And so Greenwood, their 3 straight year winning streak will be snapped. And then so Greenwood will pose with their trophy as a state runner-up. So on about the 35-yard line, Saints are on their own 40 in a circle, and there's some parents and video and down there. They'll keep the parents away from the field. Unfortunately, the way the passes work to keep people off the field, but the Saint fans across the way are there.
State champion for the 9th time in school history, the Shiloh Christian.
And there the Saints have the trophy for the 9th time. Shiloh is the state champion, their first in 6A, their 9th overall, their first, as Cliff mentioned, since 2020. And, you know, Cliff, you think about that 2020 year, COVID, it was just such an odd year to go through, and 4A to win that championship. And this one having the burden of, you had to knock out a giant. You had to knock out the giant in Greenwood. Such a special victory for the Saints to win this one tonight. And, hey, it might be the last time we ever play a 6A football game, but we're going to go out on top.
Yeah, but these boys knew that they could do it, and that's what I mentioned just a little bit ago. They could have gotten down and come into this game and thought, hey, we lost twice last year. We lost last season. We lost once this season. We've lost 3 in a row to Greenwood. Our all-time record as a program is 3-10 against Greenwood. And we could have gotten off the bus and been like, man, I don't know. We're playing Giants tonight. We're playing a team that knows how to win here in Little Rock. Our last 6 years we've been here, we're 1-6 in the championship game. They could have had that attitude, but you know what? We saw it. They didn't. They did not. They're calling the MVP here.
186 yards. He scored 4 touchdowns. Your most valuable player is number 18.
Griffin Mason is our most valuable player of the state championship game.
Saved his best effort for the last game of the season, Billy.
Well, that's kind of what we were talking about before, earlier in the week. Like, you might need Griffin to have 150, 160 yards rushing, and the Harding commit did it, and he played tonight. And, hey, let's give some credit, too, to that offensive line. Those guys blocked for him and did an outstanding job tonight as Griffin gets the MVP, but Charlie Krell and Max Eldridge joined him in the backfield. Coach Barnard's got the tie trophy high above the head of the Saints in the middle of the field.
You know, through 37 years of high school football for Shiloh Christian School, again, a very young program historically here, Billy, we've won at every level. We won a state championship at every level except 5A. I don't know if we'll ever go back down to 5A, just the way everything is, the environment, culture with high school football in Arkansas is today. So I don't expect we'll ever get a 5A state championship. But we've gotten a 4A, we've gotten a 6A now. My son Caleb was on that 2020 team. COVID, very weird year for all teams, and for Shiloh to come here, beat Rivercrest. Really good team that season. Shiloh had a very good team. We win it. But then, like I said, the past few seasons just hasn't gone our way. We faced some really, really good football teams. Face another one tonight. But we've got a really good football team.
Yes,
I don't want to take anything away from these kids and just say we kind of backed into it. No, we earned this win tonight, dominating fashion. So proud of them because, again, I know the work they put in. We know these boys. We know these coaches. We know this program Billy calling them week in and week out. We see the effort they put into it. It takes a lot. And these boys earned it tonight to be the number one team in Class 6A and win that state championship.
Well, I tell you what, Cliff, we've just gotten our crew is going to go down to the field. We're going to try to get some interviews. We'll pop that out on social media for you as best that we can the week. So just check our state social media channels and to go through. But it's sweet. It's sweet, guys. We'll sign off as state champions. Final score in the 6A state championship game, the Shiloh Saints 70, the Greenwood Bulldogs 50 for Brian Dunaway and his great crew. It's been a great season. Ended as state champions. Thank you for everybody listening, and good night, and we'll see you next year.
There ain't no end of my God. Couldn't even enter his door until Christ he died. Then he had to rise, he's yeah. Sending my praise up, healing my bad heart. I was in a rough spot till I let go. Enemy had my neck in a chokehold till I met the Father and he saved my soul.